So, would yoga actually convert to union?
We should understand the dynamics of human life. Bhagavad Gita is a text on yoga. It is called Yoga Shastra. Any situation in life where the yoga will get triggered or will get initialized. Body is not only the grossest, it has a very strong gravity. With respect to Arjuna, he was on battlefield. If you look at his age, he was 75 plus. Our complete embodiment is described as Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, Shwasa.
That Shwas
Yeah.
is just your breath,
Yeah.
but Pran is your life force.
Yama, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. Being human being, we should not be doing certain things. To live in rhythmic vibrations is brahmacharya. There are some people who are so tamasic, lazy, inert, they don't take bath until it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yoga, Sarvabhauma, Chittasya Dharmaha. If you are victim of desires, you cannot be sane person. Something is drenched in water will not catch fire. The discipline will keep you in an austere condition. So real knowledge is knowledge about oneself. So asanas tell us to identify what is the degree of movement possible.
So, Pratyahar is your way of withdrawing the senses?
We call it as biophysio-psycho-thermodynamics. In our system, we are given solar breath and lunar breath. The pran is nuclear energy. We don't just want to live, we want to be lively. There are certain non-vegetarian plants. Have you heard about it? There are 5 energy forms. Because the infrastructure of all creation is atomic structure of it.
Dharana is a kind of commitment.
Death is not end of something as much as it is beginning of something. Creativity is a constant process. We have tendencies of all possible life forms available from infernal most to celestial most. If we are natural, creativity is very natural to us.
In today's episode, we speak with master yoga expert Shri Prashant Iyengar, the son heir of the legendary BKS Iyengar, who is known to be the living legend of yoga. When I thought of today's episode, I was thinking about, getting into yoga concepts, ideas about yoga. But I just realized that when you speak with a master, they never break things down into something small or just one point of it. It had to become something really detailed. And one very important thing that he said to me was that you should never look at anything in just, I should say, partially, because that's like just one aspect. You have to look at the whole aspect. And so it was a very enlightening conversation that we understand yoga as being just about the exercise. It's not just about the physicality of yoga. There's a complete concept. It's a yogic way of living. And if one doesn't embody the other aspects, just doing the physical postures and movements would actually be pointless. So join me in understanding the Ashtang or the 8 limbs of yoga with the master Prashant Iyengar. I remember my yoga teacher once pointed out that perhaps because this had to be converted into the English language, that's why yoga became yoga in order to facilitate the writing. So if during the conversation, if accidentally I call it yoga, please understand that we're talking about yoga. Such a pleasure to have you on the show today. Namaste. Namaste. So, Prashantji, the way we have understood yoga is more from the physical point. In fact, perhaps majorly just from that point. We think of yoga as performing exercises or asanas of a certain kind. But yoga being a complete system, if you could break it down for us and help us understand that yoga is not one dimensional. And in fact, the physical aspects of it come a little later in, in the journey of following yoga.
See, the word yoga etymologically comes from root, which is yuj. There is one root of the word yog, and there is another root yujir. Now, yuja, the yoga coming from yuja means it is restraint of the mind. And as human beings, human being must have this ability and capacity to restrain from so many things, to be doing a thing. You cannot be not restraining anything and do embark upon something. To do something, we should not be doing many things. We should understand the dynamics of human life and the dynamics of human activity and human mind. For me to come here and do this, I had to I have to restrain myself from doing so many things which I would have done back home, being back home. So
Correct.
not doing that, I am able to do that. So the doing always has undoing. The doing has always a non-doing. Unless I non-do somewhere else, I cannot do here. So the restraint is so pervasive concept and idea that we should understand. So that is one meaning of yoga, is to restrain. So for me to do this, I should not be doing so many things now simultaneously. And unless I not those things, I cannot be doing what I'm doing now here. So that's the yoga aspect. This is important aspect for human dynamics of body and mind and activities.
So would yoga actually convert to union?
Union.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another meaning. Yujir yoga is to go for a union, to unite, to come together. So the yoga has two dimensions. One is to come together, union, unite, unify. Now, see, these two things are such that you cannot say that there is a union without a restraint somewhere. I
Correct.
have to not do so many things to unite and to be in union. If I keep try to do both the things, I mess up. So that's why the Yujir Yoga and Yuja Samadho are two, both are yogas. So in our times, yoga best commences with what you call as asanas or postures. But there are different commencements to yoga in different situations, different scenarios, different times. For instance, Bhagavad Gita is a text on yoga. It is called Yoga Shastra. The colophon for each chapter is Itimad Bhagavad Gita. So Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Krishnarjana Samvade Amuka Amuka Nama Amukodhad Adhyayaha. So each chapter of Bhagavad Gita is Yoga Shastra. So there we get the wider perspective of yoga, because the yoga commences for Arjuna there. Where?
On the battle.
On the battlefield. So in our situation in life, yoga can commence in any way.
So yoga, you could call it like a way of life. It's an ideal way of life.
Yeah, it is a ordained way of life by the ancient wisdom or the timeless wisdom.
Amazing.
Yoga has to be coming in some form or the other, and in some stage of life it should come. We cannot commence our life, we cannot say my first birth after the breath after the taking birth will be yoga. It's not possible. But it can commence anywhere in life, any time in life.
I think that is so comforting that you say that, because I've spoken with some friends and so many people think, oh, I'm too old now. I wish I'd started when I was young. But when you say this, that you can commence anytime, I
Yeah.
think that brings so much of
I
comfort.
will relate a very interesting episode. See, looking at the yoga that we today look at, the say postures, asanas as yoga. One natural thing, I should have started young.
Yeah.
As a child, I should have started. So in a class situation, I had assorted people of different ages. So the older people had this kind of grudge. We started late, and youngsters are able to do.
Mm.
I said, you have another advantage than the youngsters. Being young, being a child, the body is able to bend and it is quite handy and
Flexible.
malleable. So it is, you think that that's an advantage.
Yeah.
But I said, the boy or girl which are sighting, which is today 12, 13, 14 years of age, has to go through lots of allurements in life. and now you are 80, 85 plus. Now you have no allurements in life. I'm not sure that this boy or girl of 13, 14, 15 years is going to continue
Continue
yoga
or maintain. Yeah.
because lots of allurements are coming.
Yeah.
It's
And when we
her
talk
way, his
about
way.
allurements, we are talking about distractions.
Yeah, and you
So,
are already through the
yeah.
all
And
allurements.
correct.
So you are fortunate that next life you will start your yoga with samskaric backgrounds. Whereas the yoga of these children might evaporate. Today they are 13, 14 years. By the time that 30 and 40 years of age, maybe yoga will have evaporated.
Correct.
So they have
Maybe.
fear of yoga
Yeah.
evaporating.
Yeah.
You don't have that.
Correct. And when somebody comes with their full, with a full commitment and just a genuine desire that I want to bring this, that's the perfect time, irrespective of the age.
So with respect to Arjuna, he was on battlefield. But if you look at his age, he was 75 plus.
Really?
25 plus. What was the age? It can be any age, at any condition in life, any situation in life where the yoga will get triggered or will get initialized. But now in our time, when we want to formally start yoga, we go to yoga institute, yoga center, yoga teacher, and we go say, I want to start yoga. The best way is to start yoga with asanas, which deemed as postures, because where you are going to use your body, and body is the grossest manifestation of you.
Absolutely.
So if you want to do something, you want to do, see that you do bodily
Yeah. Yeah.
first.
So you're saying that the first good way to get initiated into this is through the asanas, the postures.
Physical aspects of postures. Asanas have so many dimensions to it.
Correct.
The physical dimension of asanas. Now here there is a wonderful chance for yoga to happen. Now you and me are talking. Maybe we are fully involved in our talkings. But there are so many things which are not involved in our talkings. The liver is working as a digestive organ. I cannot involve my liver in what
In
we
the
are doing. I
conversation.
cannot involve my kidneys in what we are doing. Kidneys will work as a nephrological organ, liver will work as a digestive organ, lungs will work as a respiratory organ. They are doing their own work. And therefore, the yoga cannot really happen in this way. But suppose we get to a posture, we try to involve all of them in that one single endeavor. So anything done bodily has a greater impact because the mind will be drawn towards the body, behind the body. So suppose I am running, I cannot say mind is sitting back home and I'm running bodily. The mind has to run. My breath has to run.
Actually, that's so true. So our body, when it's in motion, it's in some, if it's actually working,
Yeah.
at that time, it has the power to help us develop our concentration in a way because your mind then is somewhat
Correct.
under your control
So
and involved.
body is not only the grossest, it has a very strong gravity. See, if I embark upon running, I cannot say my mind is going to be sitting on a sofa and the body will go and run there.
Correct.
I cannot say my breath will be here quiet and I will be running with my body. So whatever the body does,
That has to adjust. So even your
like
breath
there is
will.
example of queen bee, madhamashi,
Oh, the
queen bee.
queen bee. Yes.
The queen bee embarks upon a flower, all the bees follow it.
Hmm.
When the queen bee disembarks from the flower, all the bees disembark. So that's the gravity of a queen bee. Wherever the queen bee goes, the other bees will follow. Whatever the queen bee will do, other bees will do. So similarly, body is such a strong manifestation in us. And if the body does, the other things will yield, follow
Amazing.
very
Thank you
easily.
for, explaining this so
That's why in our
descriptively.
times when we start formally yoga, we start with body because our complete embodiment is described as kaya, vacha, manasa, shwasa. So that's why our time yoga commences with body. And when you are doing a shirshasan, your
So
breath is going
Shirshasana is a head down,
headstand,
legs up,
headstand.
headstand.
Any
Yeah.
asan,
Yeah.
you settle on any asan. If your body is in shirshasan, headstand, your breath is going to follow that.
Mm,
Your mind is going to follow that.
mm.
If there are no other distractions and other rebel movements. So mind will easily yield to the grosser gravity of the body. Body has such a strong gravity over
Correct.
our embodiment. So that when you get into head balance, headstand, the breath gets into corresponding breathing or constellation, breathing process. Now, with this breathing, I cannot go to headstand.
Correct.
This mind, I cannot go to headstand. The moment I go to headstand, the mind will follow. So the body, as long as the body is like queen bee, others will follow.
Correct.
If the mind becomes queen bee, others will follow.
Correct.
If your passion becomes queen bee, others will follow. If your desire becomes queen bee, others will follow.
So, do we have an ideal area in which our queen bee should be? Is there any such thing?
No, no, it depends upon
Again,
situation.
it depends on the
So if you are in
situation.
puja room,
You're in a prayer room, yeah.
yeah, prayer room, then it's one kind of,
Because you're
yeah.
coming
If you are in
with
a
that
workplace,
purpose.
professional workplace,
Correct. So that's where your queen bee should rest
yeah.
in
So
whatever
it depends
is
upon
important.
time,
Yeah.
space, situation. So basically in yoga, in asanas, we try to bring together grosser aspects of us, the body, mind, breath, senses.
Mm.
So we get them all into that position. And therefore, that's how the formal process of yoga commences there. To be understood here, your yoga doesn't start when you start your yoga.
By yoga, do you mean asana or do you mean the
Whatever,
of yoga?
whatever, yeah, asana.
Asana.
Asanas,
So,
we are
so
referring
when
to
because
asana.
that's what we connect to, or
Yoga will
in the
come in.
common. Correct.
Yoga will come in. Yoga comes in, or yoga blossoms. So if you say you started yoga 2 years back, your yoga did not start 2 years back. Yoga will start at some later point in time. But for it to start, you must start.
Correct.
If you
So
don't start at all and you
yeah,
say,
yeah,
I will wait until yoga is going to start, it
yeah,
will never start.
yeah,
You have to start
yeah.
today. You start today, maybe after 2 years or 10 years, yoga will start.
Correct.
So you'll have to give the
You by
gestation
yoga you
period.
mean the sort
Essential
of,
aspects of
yeah,
yoga,
yeah, the main
quintessential,
points which
quintessential aspects of yoga,
correct,
you'll have to allow that to come in. You'll have to start it.
correct, correct.
So
So
you can't say I started yoga 10 years back. Yeah, you can say that. Yoga did not start 10 years back. You have to develop some understanding. You have to develop some basic skill,
mm,
basic skill, basic orientation, basic kind of initializations.
right.
Then yoga will start.
Correct. So then that experience or
Correct.
settling in with that form will start to happen at whatever time you're really ready
Correct.
for that to happen for you.
Prashant was not born when he was born biologically.
Correct.
Because I was like any other infant.
Correct.
So Prashant manifests after some years, not right at the birth.
Not exactly.
Similarly, yoga should start on body plane. There are some people who are, "Oh, that's body. Yoga is not of the body, it's of higher mind, consciousness." This argument is a cavil, it is meaningless. All of us had to take birth as infants, where we don't have any traits, any passion, any kind of
There's no
disposition,
personality developed
nothing,
at that.
nothing.
Yeah.
But we have to take birth. Similarly, we'll have to start the physical yoga has to be started. It is no point in arguing yoga is something mental of the consciousness and what is this of the body. I have to take birth as a infant, and then I become Prashant after some years. Gradually, I evolve in my childhood, in my adolescence, and then in my
Prime and whatever. Yeah.
teenage and youth, and so I slowly bloom and blossom.
Correct.
I cannot be
Born
taking birth
perfect
as
with as if you're
today I'm
already
75
formed.
years of age. I cannot be taking birth of a 75-year-old man.
Correct. Correct.
I will have to go 75
You have to
years
go that journey
go
before
the
you
journey.
get that.
So it is
Absolutely.
no point in arguing that this is physical yoga and this is not what is Patanjali's yoga or classical yoga.
Correct.
ये बॉडी का है, ये शरीर का है, ऐसा नहीं बोलने का.
Right.
It has we all have to take birth. So the yoga will start like that, and then it will bloom and blossom when the time is suitable.
Correct. So beautifully put, Prashantji. So as you just mentioned now, that asan or the physical aspect is generally the way that we begin. And then the whole philosophy experience of yoga comes to us. But if we wanted to understand the complete concept of yoga, as it is beautifully put in the Ashtang, the 8 aspects of yoga, if you could sort of go through that journey with us. Also, so that people understand that it's not just about the exercise aspect, which it's commonly known for, or then certain people just look at it as a means of evolution, spirituality, but it's a complete system in itself. And so if you could explain to us all the ashtangs, all the eight aspects or angs, qualities that create this system.
It is Ashtanga Yoga, not 8 steps of yoga.
Mm.
It's not that the first yama, therefore first yama, then asana. So it's not step, it is anga.
So can you first just lay out
Limb,
the eight steps for us?
yama,
Uh,
niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi.
so eight of
These
these
are 8
qualities,
limbs,
eight limbs.
parts. So I am made up of parts. Every one of us is made up of parts.
Correct.
And integration of the parts is the whole.
Yeah. So, which
Our,
means it's all integrated. We can't just pull out one
yeah,
section
correct.
and say, okay, this is the asana. It won't work.
No.
It's all the aspects when they work
So
together.
they are not 8 steps or
Correct.
stages.
Correct.
There are 8 limbs of yoga. So we have to understand the concept of anga angi, the part and the whole, the concept of parts and concept of whole.
Mm.
The whole is made up of parts. Any part removed, the whole ceases to be whole.
Yeah, so we are first coming to our first, which is yama.
So there are these ashtangas. It doesn't mean that it starts with yamas.
Okay.
Yama is one of the limbs. Like we have lower extremities, upper extremities, head, trunk.
Yeah, we can't say
They are
only
made up
my
of
hands
parts. Yeah.
count. Yeah. It's
It's
everything
not
in
that
a
we
way.
only came up with the head
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
or only came up with the legs
Yeah.
first, and
Yeah.
then other limbs
So,
develop.
from what you're saying, we all have the potential for yoga. So, everything is there. Now it's bringing our awareness, attention to these aspects.
Yeah. So yoga has a universal appeal in the sense potential is there. Yoga sarvabhauma chittasya dharmaha. The chitta, the mind stuff
So, the chitta is
is the mind stuff,
the
essence
mind.
of human being. Our body is not the essence. So when we refer to ourselves or anyone, we just first of all, or most importantly, we refer to the mind of a person, psyche of the person, consciousness of the person, the mind stuff of the person. When we say he's a good person, it doesn't mean he's a good looking person but bad minded. A good person, we refer to mind.
Yes. Yes.
A handsome person, beautiful person, we refer to
Correct.
body.
Correct.
But a good person, bad person, we refer to what? The psyche, consciousness, mind stuff,
Mm.
which is the core aspect of our existence. And body is a peripheral aspect of existence. The body, handsome, not so handsome, beautiful, not so beautiful, shapely, not so shapely, etc. So, chitta, that is chitta. Sarvabhaum chitta se dharmaha. That means yoga is for chitta in all its planes. Whatever is the plane of chitta, yoga is a dharma, a characteristic in it.
An intelligence in it, would you say?
No, potential.
Potential.
It's a yoga is a potential in all chitta.
Mm.
Whatever it is, it can be brute to saint. It can be brute to saint.
Mm.
Potential of yoga will be there. So that is made clear
Mm.
that we don't have to import the main component.
We already contain
We
them
already contain it.
Mm.
That's why it is a potential within us.
within us, and all of us
Yeah.
can practice. So, now we come to the first limb, which is yama. So, what does yama consist of? What are
Yama
we looking
literally means restraint.
restraint? So, what should be our
Yeah.
restraints?
So human being are characterized by certain restraints. Subhumans do not have so much importance of restraints. As human beings, we should not be cattish, we should not be rattish, we should not be doggish, we should not be cobraish, we should not be scorpionish. So we'll have to restrain from so many things to be
So,
human beings.
perfect. Can you now actually give examples that what do we mean by this? So, which means we have to watch what we speak, how we behave.
Yeah,
Is
so
that how
there are certain not to do's for human beings.
not to do's?
Being human being, we should not be doing certain things. Now, such things are not there for subhumans because they go by on their tendencies.
Yeah.
If human being decides to go by tendencies, they cease to be human beings.
Yes. Yes. So
The
we
cat
can't.
need not restrain. It cannot restrain from its cat tendency. Dog cannot restrain from dog tendency. It is so natural to it. It remains in its tendency. But human beings, we are given such a psyche, consciousness, that we must restrain from something where we defy being human beings.
So, for example, those are qualities like
Not to do.
lying, stealing, the not tos. So, what comes under the not tos?
So, not to do is ahimsa,
Non-violence.
non-violence.
So don't
So,
don't
being
indulge
human
your
beings,
violence.
we can't expect a cobra to be practicing
Not
non-violence,
yeah,
a scorpion to practice, or a lion and tiger, wild beasts. We can't say that they should practice non-violence
yeah.
because they go by their natural propensities, and therefore such advice doesn't go to them. So the advice comes to human being, dharma upadesh comes to human beings. Nobody goes and explains dharma, gives dharma upadesh, or those
Those kind of
yeah,
aspects we don't discuss
norms.
them with other
Norms are not
animals.
instilled in dogs and cats because they are going to go by that tendency.
Yeah.
We cannot prevent.
So what's interesting is that because we are a
Human
human
beings.
species, human beings,
Yeah.
so there are different things that apply to us and that make
So
us
the
human.
principle of ahimsa is one of the yamas.
Non-violence.
Is the
Okay.
yamas.
Yeah.
And principle of satya.
Telling the truth, just
Not
being
just telling the truth,
truthful or being honest.
living in truth and looking for truth. Not just It's not just act of speech.
Correct.
Truth is a principle and not a word. So to adhere to truthfulness, the husband needs the wife to be truthful. Wife needs the husband to be truthful. What is it? Speaking truth, conducting without any deceit, without any deception. So the satya is to be practiced and not just to be spoken. The satya is to be lived in,
Satya is
not just
truth.
to be spoken.
Correct.
The satya should be sought after, not after just spoken. To live in truth, to seek the truth and practice the truth is the satya. This is expected of human being because we are given evolved consciousness. So
For this
that
reason
means we
that
restrain from something which is our natural tendency to be not adhering to truth, not following the truth,
mm,
not to be not deceitful,
mm,
to be deceiving,
mm,
to be pretending is all natural tendency of human mind,
yeah,
and therefore we need to restrain.
is a
Next is asteya.
asteya.
Asteya is not stealing in the sense, not try to grab somebody else's possession.
So it can be anything. It could be somebody's intellectual
Yeah.
property. They come up with an idea. You don't just
Yeah. Don't try to
anything.
possess which is somebody else's.
Whatever is somebody else's,
So
don't try
that
to
means
take.
you are a cultured, that's what we
Yeah,
call as cultured
yeah.
human
So
being.
it's not just stealing, but don't try to take, or even maybe more than you need.
Uh,
Is that
Yeah, yeah.
also a part
Yeah,
of this? Yeah,
that's also. So similarly, with the example is the cat doesn't bother whether the milk is in my house where it's a pet.
yeah. Where
Neighbor's house, it will go
it'll
and
still
drink
go
it
and drink it. Correct.
because it doesn't have the consciousness to say that
Yeah,
this is not
that this is
mine.
not mine. I shouldn't take it.
But human beings have to have
Human
this
being.
sense,
Yeah, they have to also
yeah, that
be able
this
to
is somebody
distinguish.
else's
I
and
shouldn't
this
take
is
it.
not
Yeah, this
mine.
is not mine.
So what is not mine, let me not claim,
Correct.
let me not possess,
Yeah,
let me not use, let me not steal.
correct.
So even
Brahmach.
if you are overindulging, that means you are eating somebody else's food.
Yeah, yeah,
That amounts to stealing.
yes, correct,
If you are uh, overeating something and crazily eating something, that is somebody else's food you are consuming.
correct.
If you had not consumed, somebody else would have consumed.
Yeah,
So that's how that is also as a principle where we have to restrain. Our mind will be going after somebody else's possessions. It start developing liking for it, appreciation for it,
yeah,
or we
yeah,
want to possess it.
yeah,
So there we have to restrain.
correct.
Asteya, then brahmacharya.
So is that is it just celibacy?
No, no, no. Brahmacharya is not celibacy. The word is Brahma. The Brahma is absolute principle. Acharanam in Brahma. To live in rhythmic vibrations is brahmacharya. It is wrongly translated into English as celibacy.
Yeah.
Where is the Brahma in celi or basi? The word celibacy.
Mm.
So that's idea of brahmacharya is to be serve. All this is Brahman.
So
Brahman is truth.
so does it have to do with the sensory
Brahman is
level?
pure. Brahman is eternal. Brahman is timeless. Brahman is indestructible. So to live in that rather than live
Oh,
in
okay.
ephemeral
I see.
and live in the bubbles of desires, which are ephemeral, going after the bubbles of mind and psychic
Physical.
consciousness, which are all, the bubble is always temporary.
Yeah.
You will never see bubbles staying for minutes and hours and hours and hours.
Correct. Correct.
So that's not Brahma. Brahma is eternal. Brahma is truth. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. So it is, and Brahma is Avinashi, indestructible, eternal, etc. So to remain in principles which are eternal, which are taintless, spotless, blemishless. So to remain in blemishlessness
In purity. Yeah.
is brahmacharya.
Yeah.
Purity. To be in purity.
Purity. Yeah.
That is what is brahmacharya. Because even married people can be in purity. Our great rishis and munis.
Yeah. So which means you're saying that even for the householder,
Oh, yeah.
it's very possible for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
person
Purity
to
can be,
be
one
purity
can be
is
in purity,
yeah.
adhering to purity, live in purity, practice purity, and be going after purity.
Yeah. So it's not as if a person who is a householder cannot be involved in all the aspects of
So
yoga.
there is
It's
brahmacharya for grahasthi.
for the marriage.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is Dharma Shastra mentions what is brahmacharya for a grahasthi. There's a period called Rutu Kala. Rutu Kala for a woman, for fertile period.
Correct.
So when there is a fertile period, there are certain days which are again taboo, but other days they can indulge in it.
Mhm.
Or when the wife is inclined for it, he should oblige her.
Mhm.
This is what Dharma Shastra says.
Mm.
And that will be brahmacharya. He will not violate brahmacharya,
If
although he is with his wife,
correct.
provided he is not violating certain things which are mentioned on such a day, such a time, never indulge in it. So there are days mentioned, there are tithis mentioned, there are auspicious days mentioned, there are times mentioned, not during the daytime. This is also mentioned in Prashnopanishad. So then doesn't violate brahmacharya
Okay.
because that is a natural tendency. Ahara, bhaya, nidra, maithunam. These are natural tendencies. So to be moderate, temperate, and adhering to injunctions is not violating brahmacharya.
Mm.
So brahmacharya is basically to be in purity of mind, purity of intent, purity of activities. That is brahmacharya.
So after this, we
And
have
then
one last
aparigraha.
aparigraha.
Aparigraha is to be non-possessive. Otherwise, if the desires, otherwise the desires will grow like a demon in our mind.
And we have so much of that instinct. I want to possess. I
Correct.
want to go. I want to buy this. I want to
Correct.
own it.
So to be absolutely moderate, absolutely temperate, absolutely simple is aparigraha. If you are not adhering to those qualities, you slowly become beastish. Gradually, you will slowly become towards beastish and becoming beastish in your nature because of the desires. If you are victim of desires, you cannot be sane person. So therefore, absolute moderation, simplicity, temperance is aparigraha.
So these form the concept of the first part, which is yamas.
So we are discussing yamas now, which are called restraints. And it is construed that these are morality, ethicality, moral ethical principles.
So although it indicates morality, it's not
No,
morality.
no, no. Why? Because human being in any engagement in life is expected to be practicing morality, ethicality of some degree or the other. Even if you are a businessman, not a spiritual person, not in some devout activity, even if you are in mundane activity, worldly activity, you need to be morally, ethically sufficiently sound so that you develop credibility.
Yes.
So these are not morality, ethical, moral, ethical principles because moral, ethical principles are required in all walks of life, all vocations, all professions. So that has to be practiced by everyone.
Yeah.
So
And
Patanjali is
does-
not speaking
he's
about.
not talking about
He
that.
doesn't have to
He
talk about.
So
because
each one has to for themselves
That's
decide.
why he says yamas means restraints. So you have to restrain from certain things which are natural tendencies to life. Any life which have natural tendency based on the basic tendencies of ahar, that is
Ahar
tendency
is
with
food.
regard to food, etc. Bhaya,
Fear,
fear of extinction. Nidra, sleep.
sleep, rest.
And Maithunam is sexuality.
Okay.
So these are natural tendencies. So there we must
Restraint is required.
restrain, and by way of moderation,
Yeah.
temperation.
Yeah.
So when you adhere to moderation, temperation, then slowly you will be reforming yourself in those basic tendencies.
So yamas are about restraint.
Restraints.
So now we come to the second layer, which is niyamas.
Niyamas are observances. As human being, we have to have certain observances. So to qualify that we are human beings, if we don't observe anything, we lose the credibility. I should observe certain principles in life, and if I'm compromising with the principle, none of you will have credibility in me. You will not believe in me. So trustworthiness, we founded certain observances should be there.
Yeah. You have to do things in such a way that you just earn that trust,
Yeah.
that people know they can believe in you
So
from
yeah,
your own
so
actions.
these are certain
behavior.
observances. The first one is shaucham,
Shaucham. I thought it's cleanliness.
cleanliness, to be clean, to be clean in thoughts and to be clean in speech and thought, etc., etc. It's a
So
wider
cleanliness,
concept.
it's a wider concept.
Wider concept. It's not just
Keeping the body clean or not that,
clean
not
cleanliness.
hygienic. Yeah, yeah.
But then we expect human to be hygienically clean.
Yes.
You cannot expect a dog and cat to be hygienically clean every time, anytime, every time in the morning.
Yes.
So we take bath, etc. Certain observances are there.
Yes.
Mouth wash, head wash, face wash, hair wash, body wash.
Correct.
And we try to keep ourselves clean. It's our routine aspect.
You were talking about it in a higher context as well, that not just physically keeping the body clean, but our thoughts, the way that our perceptions to bring that.
Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, Shaucha. You should be trying to observe. So there is something called as Bhaya Shaucha and Abhyantara Shaucha. External cleanliness and internal cleanliness. So both are included in the Shaucha of Niyamas in Patanjali. So basically, we have to observe this. There are some people who are so tamasic, lazy, inert, they don't take bath until it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They got up at 7 o'clock, but they have not taken bath until 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is not
So the way that you are supposed to
human
show
signature.
up. Yeah.
We should be be meticulous about our cleanliness, bodily, and then
Through our thoughts and
our
the way
thoughts
we
and our
perceive.
speech and our deeds of whatever we are doing. Shaucham, it is something to be observed.
It's to be done.
It has to be done. We have to do it.
Yeah.
So that's how Shaucha. Then comes Santosha.
Santosha.
Santosha is to be
Satisfaction.
contented. Yeah, to be in contented, not be irksome in life all the time. That will not only create problem for you, it will create problem for all people around you.
And this becomes such a that in today's times we are always looking outward. Oh, they got a bigger car, they got a raise, they got, so there's constantly this feeling of discontentment, that there is no sort of being okay with things however
Correct.
they are.
If you don't observe Santosha, then you will start building up arsenal in you. You become explosive sooner or later. It cannot happen that somebody is never contented but never explosive. Sometimes
It's a natural at some point. That's
so you are going to be a detonator in society. So Santosha has to be practiced, has to be observed, and has to be practiced. Otherwise, there is lot of scope to be discontent. You go walk out of the house, you will
there's
have
enough
discontent.
reason. You're
You do
driving.
something, you will encounter discontent. You go to any take up any project, any work, any commitment, discontent will be
Actually, in a
encountered.
day, every few hours, there's a reason for that unrest, for that discontent
So
to
the
come.
explosiveness is all around in the human society. And therefore, we must be having internally peaceful and contented. So, like if something is drenched in water, will not catch fire.
So beautifully put that. So, which means you've got to keep yourself in that state. That
So you
fire can't reach you.
You have to insulate two explosives which are outside, standing next to you. next moment to you. So explosives are all around. So you'll have to insulate yourself.
Correct.
So, like you apply oil to your body, water will not touch.
Yes.
You keep your body wet and damp, the fire will not touch easily.
Correct.
So that's how santosha has to be. It's an insulator.
It's something you inculcate, you bring.
Otherwise, santushtata or lack of or the
Or
discontent
dissatisfaction.
is all around in the atmosphere.
Yeah. Got to protect yourself from that.
So basically, you must practice santosha.
Okay.
It is observed. So try to observe the santosha. Then tapas. Tapas is kind of austerity. Human beings, like we expect human being to perfect in some endeavors.
Yeah.
We don't expect subhumans to be perfecting in anything. So to be perfecting, some austere practice should be there. Rigorosity. We should be somewhere rigor.
There should be rigor in our actions.
Rigorosity should be there.
So do you mean that our actions should basically, so by rigor, is it about having a power, an intent, a clarity?
Yeah.
Are those the kind of
That and
aspects we mean?
discipline.
Discipline.
The discipline will keep you in an austere condition. That is required for mankind in any endeavor, and more important in adhyatma. You must, or spiritual.
Adhyatma is spiritual practice.
So you have to have discipline, which will keep you in an austerity.
Correct. So the way that you would show up is with
Allurements. You should not
discipline.
fall prey to allurements which come your way.
Because your discipline is clear that this is how you're going to act.
Therefore, tapasya is part of life. The word tapas has what you call as thermodynamics, very thermal concept. Tapas, tap, tapaman. Now, thermodynamics is, you know what it is? Thermodynamics in physics. Suppose you want to climb up a hill to generate heat. Otherwise, you will not climb up. If you want to do something super normal, superhuman, you'll have to have thermodynamics in you, something like thermodynamics. So we call it as biophysio psycho thermodynamics. Mind should be heated, body should be heated. Then only you will do something extraordinary thing, super normal, super human thing.
So tapas is that building up of that sort
So
of
tapas
power
has,
from discipline.
that's
It
why the
gets
word tapas,
great.
which has something
Yes.
to do with the tapaman,
Yes. Building up the fire or the
building
heat
of the
or
fire, which is the energy,
which is
which
energy.
is the energy
Correct.
form.
Correct.
And therefore the
And
tapas,
without discipline is that will
yeah,
not be
correct,
developed.
correct. So
I see.
discipline means it generates
Yeah,
heat in you.
Got it.
You can't say I'm in disciplined type, but I'm super cool.
Yeah. Correct.
Because when you are in discipline, you are restraining and observing certain things meticulously.
Yes.
So therefore, the tapas aspect will come there. Tapascharya
Mm.
has given people those heights which they have reached in their life.
Mhm.
So tapascharya
So
is
tapas is
important. Therefore, tapas. So that's the general concept of it.
of the niyamas.
Then furthermore,
Yeah.
swadhyay.
Swadhyaya.
Swadhyay is study with regards to
Self-study.
oneself.
Okay.
Usually, we all study something.
Yeah, and
We
we are studying outside, either academics or other people.
Yeah.
Like we can always tell other people's problems. We are able to see very clearly, but we are
So
not
we must
able to
turn
see
our
ours.
inquiry unto ourselves.
Yeah.
We have inquiries outside. We have
Always.
inquisitiveness outside.
Yeah.
We have pursuits outside. Our knowledge is all outside. We want to know all that. We don't turn the knowledge to ourselves. So that is Swa Adhyay, inquiry about oneself. Who am I? From where am I? Whence am I? Why am I here?
Mhm.
Why all these things are around me?
Or even why are these things happening to me?
Happening to
Even
me?
with that, you will realize why such
Yeah,
results
that's
are
what you say.
coming.
I am happy. That means something is around you, and that's given you happiness. So why there are certain things whereby I am happy? Why there are certain things whereby I am sad? Why there are certain things because I'm agonized? Why there are things around me because of I'm delighted? So that's why all this is around me.
Mm.
What is me?
To
I'm
study
made up of what?
yourself of what. And people, I think, know the external things about themselves. They know because they look in the mirror how they look. They know their bank balance. They know their education. They know their friends, even enemies. But they don't know who they truly are. What are their deepest fears? What are
Correct.
their anxieties? What what is their deepest longings? They don't even know that. Study.
Knowledge pursuit is all outside.
All outside.
All
Yeah,
outside.
we don't know
We
what
want to
it
know this, we
means.
want to
Yeah,
know that, we want to know universe, we want
yeah,
to know the sun,
yeah.
we want to know the galaxy, we want to know the
Yeah, we want to get to the
infinite
moon now,
uh,
and but we don't know ourselves.
ourselves.
So
So there is a
self-study.
beautiful
Yeah.
verse in Bhagavad Gita, in the 13th chapter, Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam Tattva Darshanam Etad Jnanam iti proktam Ajnanam Yadado Anyatha. He says Adhyatma Jnana is only Jnan, other Jnan is all Agnan.
So what do you mean by that is Adhyatma is spirituality
About oneself.
about oneself. So
About oneself.
that real,
That is
truthful,
only
deep
the
knowledge,
Jnana.
that's
That
the
is only
only
the
truth.
Jnana.
Everything else is fake. It's false knowledge.
I know physics, I know mathematics, I know history, I know geography, I know zoology, I know astronomy, I know astrophysics. It's all Agnan. So,
Agnan means
lack of
lack
knowledge.
of real, true
Lack of
knowledge.
knowledge.
Yeah.
So, real knowledge is knowledge about oneself.
Self.
We are a marvel. We are not just a body of flesh and bones. We are not just a system of anatomy. We are much more than that. So, who am I? This is the
The biggest
important
question.
inquiry in spiritual pursuit.
So
So,
that's where we come to
that is
self-study,
Swadhyay.
Swadhyay.
And then Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhanam, the Ishvara is an entity.
So what is that? If we were just to translate it, what would it come to? Ishwar.
Ishvara is an immanent and transcendent principle. Immanent means within ourselves, within everything. Transcendent means above ourselves, above everything. So Ishvara is immanently in everything.
So
Ishvara is
do you mean the godliness in everyone or the
godly,
divinity or divinity?
not no
No.
godliness.
Okay.
It is a principle.
Okay.
Ishvara is a principle which is all pervasive. Now, if it is all pervasive, it should be inside everything
Correct.
and it should be outside everything. So therefore, it is immanent and transcendent principle, Ishvara. That is Ishvara.
So what is the easiest example to understand it clearly?
What is the eternal principle within you? Spotless, indestructible, immortal, omniscient, omnipotent. So there is that entity, which is the ultimate reality in the whole
So
creation.
if in the niyamas, if we are supposed to do with this quality, how would that
So
show?
believe that he is everywhere.
Oh, so it's with the belief because our beliefs is one of
Yeah.
the strongest action.
See,
In fact, belief makes
correct,
us
that is
do
so
things.
important
So
because
belief.
I believe that nobody is here around me.
Yeah,
I will be cranky crazy.
yeah.
But if I see that people are around me, all these people are looking at me, I will be more
Yes,
decent.
yes. So that just show.
But when you feel that there is no one, I am
Yeah, yeah,
alone,
yeah,
you will take recourse to decency,
yeah,
indecency.
yeah, yeah.
So Ishvara, who is all pervasive, omnipresent, omniscient, he's also omniscient. So you cannot conceal anything from him.
Yeah. So they always say that,
Yeah.
character is when you can show up as like that, you behave like a gentleman when nobody's looking.
So Ishvara Pranidhan is the last of the niyamas. Now, it's a principle within me, outside me, around me, all around me. No part is devoid of him. And then he is omniscient. Not that he will not notice certain things. He is noticing everything. He knows everything. Many times we notice, but like a child might be noticing your nonsense, but he doesn't know they are in a nonsense. You don't bother about nonsensically behaving with a child around. But he is omniscient.
Mhm.
So, Ishvara Pranidhan, see, it gives decency to one's conduct of life.
Because you become more aware of your beliefs,
Yeah, it is not just believing. Pranidhan is to really
surrender,
worshipping.
worshiping.
Suppose I don't revere these people,
Yeah.
I
It's
can,
the
I
reverence.
won't I
Yeah.
won't be decent.
Correct.
But if I revere them,
Yeah. It's
if I
about
love
it's
them,
like an aspect of respect.
then I will be definitely adhering to decency. And therefore, Ishvara is around, all around, within,
I
etc.,
see.
etc.
Got it. Got it.
And then it is worship worthy. So suppose you are worship worthy to be, I will be extra decent.
Yes.
genuinely decent,
Yes.
and extra decent.
So, this you put very well, that this clearly brings about the qualities of the first yamas, which is the don'ts, and the next, which are the do's,
Correct.
that do show up like this in life, do behave like this. So, with the yamas, it's the do nots that do not do this, restrain. And in this case, in the niyamas, they are like the rules that do show up like this
Correct.
in order to have a worthy experience of life. So beautifully put, Prashantji. This was an aspect. So generally, in Ashtang Yoga, these are the two qualities that you want as a human being to bring in your behaviors.
So there will be like thread going through the other angas. There is a asana,
Correct.
pranayam, pratyahar. The yama niyamas will be like a thread
Like the thread, which
which runs
integrates
through
all of that, runs
all
through
the
the
other
whole.
limbs.
Right, right. Lovely. So now we move to the mainly well-known part of the Ashtangs, which is asana. Asana is the exercise element that is commonly known as yoga.
So in asanas, we are like even yama niyamas. It is beautifully described. It on the plane of kaya. Ahimsa, kaya, vacha, manasa. Kaya means body.
Body.
Vacha means speech. So Adhyatma speaks about all practices should be kaya, vacha, manasa carried out. Bodily, mindly, speechly. Speech means also thought.
Yeah.
So in yamas and niyamas have body component, mind component as well.
Mhm.
So it is not that it is nothing to do with the body.
Yes, yes. But in a
Because
different
to be
context.
in any
Yeah.
of those, there is a body component which is starkly present.
Mhm.
Be it ahimsa. Ahimsa should not be gesture in my movements, etc.
Yeah.
I should not
Ahimsa,
show that.
non-violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Violence on my in my eyes, it can be visible on my face, etc. I have to restrain all those things.
Correct.
So it's not just practice, it's not mental merely.
No, no.
Body, gesture,
You have to bring it into your behaviors,
yeah.
into
So
your
then it
actions.
is genuine.
Yeah.
Kaya, vacha, manasa is a basic tripartite
Okay. Mhm.
constituent of
Yeah.
all practices.
Okay.
So then comes yamas, the asanas, where the asanas we are involving the body in a greater way. What is the involvement of body in ahimsa, satya, asteya? So it is not as much as it is in asanas,
Mhm.
where we are handling the body, dealing in the body, addressing the body, using the body. So the body component is coming in a big way.
Yeah. Is it just about flexibility,
No, it's not
movement?
flexibility. It is our grosser manifestation. I can be saying that you have any celebration in the house. I'm mentally there. Are you satisfied? You want me to be physically there,
Correct. Correct.
and physically and mentally. I cannot say, well, I will be mentally there and bodily I am somewhere else.
Yeah.
So bringing body is bringing the whole in a different way, and that's why the importance is given to the body component in asanas. So you will be physically present.
Mhm.
And physical presence is important in so many places.
Right.
You give invitation and I say, okay, mentally I will be present. Sorry, physically I will not be able to come. It won't be soliciting your invitation properly. So we
The
bring the
main
body,
things.
very
Yeah.
body,
Mhm.
for the act of ahimsa, satya, asteya, all those previous principles as well. And on top of it, we start using the body to the extent possible. See, the basic problem is the legs are there to walk and run. But why the degree of movement is given to hips to so much extent that you don't use the whole degree while you walk? You are just walk by paces.
Yeah.
Whereas why the movement is given so
From
much?
the hip. Yeah.
Hip joint, arms, arms you can be moving,
Yeah.
rotating, etc., etc. Why the so much movement is given to body?
Mm.
Now elsewhere we don't use it. The body is not fully used in any physical endeavor.
Yeah.
Football player doesn't use the whole range of the legs. Hockey player doesn't use the whole range of the arms. Tennis player doesn't use the whole range of the arms. Why are we given the range?
So beautifully,
Now, see,
it clicked. Yeah.
decency wise, you would say we should not open our mouth. So we should make minimum movement of the mouth
Mm.
and speak.
Mm.
Minimum movement of the mouth and eat.
Mm.
Why are we given the jaw opening?
Yeah.
So, due to decencies, we will not make the body movement, which is given by the nature, natural degree of the movement is not used. So asana says when the degree of movement has been given, you use it, otherwise it is disuse. If it is disuse, it is source of disease.
Yeah. Actually, when you were saying this, I just remembered that the old system of toilets in India, where you had to go down.
Correct.
And so now, I mean, there's an official, I think, malasan, which indicates
Correct,
that sort
correct.
of natural, which was
So why are
very
we given the degree of
necessary.
knee movement?
Yeah.
In our normal walk, we sit on the sofa, we
Yeah.
walk and we run,
And
we
in a
don't
way,
use.
that's why many people who feel constipated, these are
Correct.
problems of
So
what
they
man has
disuse.
made for disease is because man is trying to get too comfortable. And so even, to go to the bathroom, you don't want to go into the natural posture
Correct, correct,
that nature, the way that your body has been made. And that is for that sort
correct.
of movement.
The hands are given, arms are given to us. It's called prehensory organ. It is for give and take.
Mm,
It's not only for give and take. The arms have such a dexterity and skill to be performing certain arts. If we are not using, that means there is disuse.
yes.
If there is disuse, it's a cause of disease, because disease is caused by disuse, abuse, overuse, underuse. So we are opening the jaw of the disease to pounce on us.
Mm,
So asanas tell us to identify what is the degree of movement possible
yeah.
and use it. So I can take the arm up, but if I all the time keep the arms up,
Yeah.
you will say
That's an
nonsense.
abuse. Yeah.
You will say nonsense. We don't use normal walk of life entire possible degree. So why not explore the possible degree of the body movements
Yeah.
the God has given, nature has given, archetypal mind has given, that we can be moving the body so much.
And I've realized that the appreciation for the body, which involves, of course, the flexibility movement, suddenly with age, you become so aware of that.
Yeah,
Because for the first few decades of life, anything in a way is okay. You can still somehow manage. Suddenly, a little older age comes on, and then there's a very clear separation between people who are using the body well
correct,
and those who have not been conscious about it at all.
correct,
And then the aging is dramatically fast in those who
correct.
have not
So we don't
done
explore
this.
that these artists are hands are capable of being a sculptor, carpenter, but inherently the skill is there. And human beings are using that skill. Somebody is carpenter, somebody is a carver, somebody is a sculptor, somebody is a painter. So why human beings are having all these aspects art? You don't see in subhumans that some a dog is an artist dog, another dog is a lawyer
Yeah.
dog, another dog is a physician dog,
Yeah.
another dog is a businessman dog. We don't come
This is
across.
just for humans.
It's
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
for humans. Our consciousness is made up of so many things that we are can be diversified society. We have multitasking potentials, which we don't do. We just do stereoscopic something.
Mm,
Tunnel vision. This is my life, and I'm just going to do that.
correct.
So yoga understand the whole structure of consciousness.
Mm.
So these hands are valuable for a musician. These hands are valuable for a sculptor, for a drop painter,
For a cook,
for
for
a
a
cook.
gardener.
Oh, yeah, and so many skills
So
are
many
there
things, so many.
with the help of hands. So they can be dexterous organ. All the fingers can be very dexterous.
Mm,
Why? So the potential is there, but we don't use. All of us use the
correct.
potential of the
Correct.
arms.
So asanas are a way of
So to
understanding
use
the
the body
full
and
spectrum.
then also trigger the energies, because by movements you trigger energies. The chemistries you trigger chemistries by body movements. If I stand, it is one chemistry. If I lie down flat, another chemistry.
Mm,
If I sit, it is one chemistry. If I sit in different position, it's a different chemistry. So the body is a chemical complex. It's not physical body. Body is a chemical complex. Skin is a chemical output. Chemistry turns out skin. Chemistry turns out muscles. Chemistry turns out bones. All body matter are chemical manifestations. But we call it physical body, which is our ignorance. Why there are nails here?
mm,
Why we have skin here? Why don't you have skin here?
mm. Yeah.
So the
There's an
body matter,
intent. Yeah.
this is chemical formula which makes it nail. This is a chemical formula which makes it skin. See the skin here, see the skin
Yeah.
here,
It's of a different quality.
see the skin on the edge.
Yes.
So we are a chemical complex. We are not physical beings. All body matter are chemical turnouts. And therefore, in dietetics, you are told eat this for skin, eat that for muscles, eat
Yeah,
that for
yeah,
bones,
yeah.
eat that for flesh. So that means chemistry, the properties are all chemical, and the body is a chemical complex.
Yes.
So asanas trigger the chemical complex in myriad ways
Mm,
for all possible probabilities.
mm.
The probability opens out in yoga because you are handling the chemical complex. So it is wrong to call that this is a physical body. Nothing is physical in it. It will be physical when it's a corpse
Mm,
after a while.
mm.
Suppose the corpse is there for 10 hours, then it's physical. Then because chemical modifications are not taking
Correct,
place,
correct.
it will decompose after what? So there is nothing like physical body. It's a chemical manifestation.
Mm.
So asanas are triggering myriad chemistries in human being, and human being has enormous probabilities. A human being can be godly, human being can be brutally.
So that's why it's like the devil and the god. There's a potential for both.
Potential. Human being has all potentials to be worse than a demon, worse than a cobra, and better than even a god. Gods, deities.
Mm,
It is because of the chemical probabilities that we have.
mm.
And therefore, human being comes to be recognized as a karma yoni aspect. Man can ascend any heights which will make the gods envy him, and man can go down which will put to shame cobras. Cobra will be ashamed of the venom that human being
Can produce.
produce.
Yeah.
Human being is enormous probability. So yoga makes you understand what is really human being, not just body and mind. They are human beings.
Mm.
The word is human being, man,
Your mind.
mind.
So after asan, which you described so beautifully, which is way beyond just the concept of movement, flexibility, but far deeper aspects. Now we come to the next limb, which is pranayam. So, can you describe how pranayam is experienced by us?
Pranayam is loosely rendered as breath control. Breath and the breathing is not merely to keep ourselves living merely. It's not for our autonomous system to function and keep ourselves living. The breath is meant for our making. Now, even the modern science has no clue to this, and they're still crawling in understanding the human embodiment. So, the breath doesn't just keep you living and autonomous system functioning, but the breath is for your making. Because in yoga, we have to be going for our own making, we have to be making ourselves. Therefore, the breath is something much more than respiration.
Yeah. So the minute, whenever they talk of pranayam, the only word that comes up is breathing exercises or just to enhance breathing or help breathing. But this aspect that you use your breath to create your own energies, your own power.
Therefore, it's not called Shwasayam.
Yeah, correct.
The word should have been
Oh,
Shwasayam.
how beautiful. So it's not shwasayam, but
It is
pranayam.
Pranayam.
And so in English, if we can describe this difference, that
Uh,
shwas
yeah,
is just your breath,
yeah,
but pran is your life force.
yeah. So the breath is a vehicle, which is called prana, which is rendered beautifully described in our Shastras, Vishwa Chaitanya Shakti, cosmic consciousness power.
Mm,
Vishwa Chaitanya Shakti. That is the translation, the description, definition of the word prana. Now, in respiration, we are using individual breath.
mm,
I inhale, I exhale. We are dealing with the individual breath while we do the shwas, while it is prana. Because in esoteric aspects, the shwasa, the breath, is a vehicle for something, vehicle for something to move. What do we call a vehicle? Vehicle is not something which is automobile, but vehicle is there for someone to be moving in it. So the pran is that energy which is not known to modern science.
Yeah.
So we loosely translate it for common man as a life force. So you know what is life? Life is to live. But then there is something which is called life force. That life force can be a loose translation of the word prana. And what the life force does within us is more than what inhalation does by coming in and exhalation goes by going out. Inhalation comes in and just does the oxygenation of your lungs. Exhalation goes out and just decarboxylates the lungs. So that's limited role of breathing. Oxygenate and decarboxylate. And this is going incessantly 21,600 times per day, which roughly is about 15 cycles per minute. That's how the breath rate is. 4 minutes for each cycle. So it is only oxygenating and decarboxylating. Therefore, we are living. If that stops, we won't be living.
Yeah. From this, one thought came that when babies are born, their whole thing moves. You see how deeply they breathe. And then they say that by the time a person comes to the age of 18, they are using not even one fourth of their actual breath capacity. Why do we lose this natural instinct just as we are, even just till 18? Till barely our growth has not even completed. And they say people come to less than one fourth of their actual potential to breathe.
True.
Why does this happen?
When the baby is born, it has a big initialization, which is called metabolic initialization. And therefore, with its breathing, the whole metabolic system has to be put on functional mode. And therefore, its act of breathing is quite strong and which is perhaps oscillating the whole body, belly,
Mm,
back, and everything is moving with it because it is initializing something.
mm,
It's initializing the engine of the life.
mm.
Now, our engine is already functioning. We don't have to start. We are already all the time on start
Yeah,
mode
yeah,
while the baby is starting. And therefore, its
yeah.
breathing is totally different.
But then why do we lose it why do we lose it with age? I mean, why is it that we just lose our connection with it in a
Yeah,
sense?
because of other priorities scoring
Yeah.
over.
Other distractions that
Other
there's
distractions,
no
other
attention
priority.
to the
What is the
body.
priority for a baby which is just born?
Yeah. It's
No
very
priority.
true to its real soul
Yeah.
connection.
But when the child grows gradually, then the priorities, it wants toys, it wants chocolates, it wants chocolates and cookies.
Yeah.
It has so many allurements, and then it
Yeah.
wants parrots around, it wants something around, something not around. So all these tantrums start functioning, and therefore these things
You start
go into
separating,
background.
you move away
For
from
a
them.
baby, nothing of that kind. So it is only baby which is born. So it is initializing the mechanism of the systems,
Right.
and therefore its breathing is totally different. While our function is already on functional
It's on
mode,
an auto mode,
our
yeah.
systems are functioning. Not that they have to be started. Even if you are fast asleep, you get up in the morning, they are in functional mode.
Correct. Correct.
Autonomous system is functional mode ever. So that's the big difference. But anyway, the thing is, what breath does internally is not matter of science to explore. It only sees it is respiration, therefore oxygenation and decarboxylation. The breath has so many acts we don't observe. Now I'm talking. This is my act of breath. If I yawn, act of breath.
You sing.
If I sneeze,
Yeah.
act of breath. If I
Yes.
cough, it's an act of breath. If there is a belching, act of breath. Hiccup, act of breath.
Mm.
The breath does so many acts which we don't take into cognizance.
Mm.
Now, if I want to get up and getting up is difficult, my breath is a conative organ. I have to use some breath force to get up. If it is difficult to get up, I will have to use the breath as a conative organ.
Even actually, when we think, even the minute some bad thought comes or somebody has said something which we interpret, immediately the breath becomes shallow. It becomes
True,
like,
true.
so you
That
see
means
the
your
impact.
state of mind
Yeah.
is reflected on the breath. You are angry, it's one kind of breath. If you are worried,
Yeah.
another kind of breath. If you are tense, another kind of breath.
Yeah.
If you are in stress, anxiety, various moods, various mental functions,
Yeah.
intellectual functions, the breath is uh, highly sympathetic to your state of body, state of mind.
Mhm.
And basically, what I'm trying to put across is the breath is a motor force.
Mm.
Suppose there is a bottle and you want me to open it, and it is tightly corked. I have to use exhalative force, retentive force, and then open it. It's not just muscular force. I have to use the breath, assisting force.
Mm.
I have to climb up. Because then we climb up with the legs. But you climb up, say, 6 stories building, you start climbing. When you come to the fifth and sixth story,
Your
the
breath,
breath will be
the breath, yes,
coming to
yes,
for you to put your next step.
yes, yes.
Climb up a hill.
And that's why we say, I ran out of breath. So I need to wait.
Yeah.
I can't walk anymore. Not because my feet can't take it, but my breath needs
And the
to
breath was walking.
bringing the energy, the
Breath
breath.
was climbing. You
Yeah,
climb a hill, your
yeah,
breath is
yeah,
climbing after a while. Not initially,
yes,
but then
yeah,
you start doing corresponding kind of breathing to put your step
yes.
on the next step,
Mm, mm,
foot on the next step. So it is manifesting in every acts of human body,
mm.
human mind, human psyche, human consciousness, human emotions. Now, this is identified by science of yoga. So, therefore, it deals with it. Therefore, we don't just speak about inhalative breath and exhalative breath. In our system, we are given solar breath and lunar breath.
Which is the Ida Pingla.
Ida Pingala breath. So, Surya Nadi, Chandra Nadi,
Yeah.
which is why are you given two
So,
holes?
which means actually two sides,
So,
right?
like,
So, is our body
yeah.
considered in two sides?
So, yeah, no, two sides and two energies actually.
Uh-huh.
It's not two sides, two energies working prominently. See, if you
But they
have
have,
to,
but they have a left and a right, right?
correct.
Uh-huh.
See, we have two nostrils. Dogs have two nostrils.
Yeah.
Dogs don't breathe through nose. Their mouth is all the time open. They breathe through the mouth.
Mm,
Why are they given two holes? We are also given two holes.
mm.
The dog is given that nose as an olfactory organ. We are
Ah,
given as a breathing organ. And we have Surya Chandra classification in two nostrils. And what I was trying to put across is that we require several forms of energies
yeah.
for human activity,
Mm,
from cognitive energies to cognitive energies to intellectual energies.
yeah.
Subhumans don't require that. You don't expect a lion to be intelligently doing something. You want the lion to be lion in its cognitive system.
Yes. We have just true to their nature, their
Yeah,
instinct.
correct. So
So,
we require so many forms of energies which are, see, even emotions such as love is an energy.
yeah.
Now, no dietitian will mention you eat some love every day.
Yeah.
So we thrive on so many forms of energies.
Mm,
So all these energies are given by the prana, which is called nuclear energy. So the prana is nuclear energy.
mm,
So in pranayam, in yoga, we deal with nuclear energy because it has to manifest in various kinds of energy forms.
correct.
Memory is energy. To be intelligent is energy. To be good in emotions is energy. To be good in sentiments is energy. Everything is energy. And the breath is a basic energy form given to mankind.
Mm.
It's not only for oxygen that we inhale.
For our entire body
The
functioning.
simple thing is overlooked by modern man. We need oxygen to inhale.
Mhm.
But in atmosphere, there's only 21% of oxygen, 72% of nitrogen. We don't say we inhale nitrogen. We only say we inhale oxygen
Mm,
because by oxygen we live and by nitrogen we are lively. And by whatever is in the atmosphere, we are lively. We don't just want to live, we want to be lively.
yes.
Otherwise, even a comatic patient is or
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
life support
Yeah.
system,
They're just still living.
they are
But we
living.
don't want that life. We
Yeah, they
want
are
the
living, but are they
liveliness.
lively?
Yeah.
They are not lively.
Yeah.
So, do you want to just live
Yeah. Do you want to
or do you
live?
want to be lively?
Yeah.
So, the breath will only keep you living because oxygen comes in and carbon dioxide goes out. If that doesn't go out, you will be choked to death.
Yeah.
But then there is 72% of nitrogen. Nobody speaks of nitrogen still so far. 21st century. There are certain Non-vegetarian plants. Have you heard about it?
No, non-vegetarian plant?
Non-vegetarian plants.
Okay.
That means they will eat the life. And these trees are found in forests of Congo, Amazon.
What do you mean by eat life?
Eat life means they don't want to eat the flesh
Okay.
of any life.
Okay.
They will squeeze the.
Life force of from that person, from
They
that.
will take nitrogen from insects,
Okay.
worms, and even human beings. There are certain trees in forests of Amazon that if you go around and if you are, they need high nitrogen. Not that all the time they will be predators.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will just branches will squeeze you to death.
Really?
Yeah, and what they want, what they take is not your flesh. They take your nitrogen from you. So, the botany speaks about certain plants
Yeah.
which are life consuming plants. Really, they will kill the insects, worms, whatever comes in their
In there.
vicinity, they will grab on it and they will not eat flesh of it. They will take the
They
nitrogen,
have the ability to extract the
nitrogen of it,
nitrogen.
nitrogen of it. Now we are little aware of nitrogen as a fuel. It is 21st century.
Mm.
So long. So we are not calling it Shwasayam, we are calling it Pranayam, of which we have no analysis available. म्हणून आपल्याला पंचवायू ब्रीदिंग आहे, पंचप्राण ब्रीदिंग आहे. We have
Correct.
classified pran, apan, saman, vyan, udan, saman.
Yeah.
While the breathing only inhalation, exhalation,
Correct.
pure inhalation or impure inhalation, etc., etc. Quality of the oxygen or the air. So the breathing is only in breath and out breath. While when it comes to pranayam, there are Panchavayu pranayam, Panchapran pranayam. There are 5 energy forms with which we deal.
When we are talking about
So
breath.
actually, that's how we, even you and me, it's not only yogis. We have prana kriyas,
We have the
apana kriyas, samana
potential for
kriyas.
all of this.
Everyone is with all the Panchavayu kriya. You don't have to become a yogi.
Mhm.
As it is taking place. Panchavayu kriya is there. Panchaprana kriya is there for everyone.
Yeah.
Although everyone is inhaling and exhaling, that's all. That is respiration.
Yeah.
So we are handling
So we have
those
these life
functions,
energies. Yeah.
5-fold functions, which circumscribe entire requirement of mankind. So therefore, there are some yogis on Himalayas, there are some yogis in Samadhi who thrive for centuries and centuries without any extraneous supports. Merely breathing will keep them get going. It is possible for yogi caliber of people. They need only to be breathing. They breathe,
Yeah.
they get all vitamins, all proteins, all minerals, all enzymes, whatever they need. It is all. That's why it is Vishwa Chaitanya Shakti, cosmic form or nuclear energy form. If the nuclear is there, then you have all kinds of manifestation because at the infrastructure of all creation is atomic structure of it. Atoms, molecules, and then subatomic particles, etc. So that's why pran is something that.
So beautifully explained. Really. So now we move to the next limb, which is pratyahara. So how does this fall in the scheme of things?
Word pratyahar has 2 parts of it. Prati, ahar. Ahar is what one needs.
Like our nurturers
Yeah, nurturer,
or what we consume.
what we consume, etc. So it is ahara. And we all thrive on ahara. But with regard to senses, now pratyahar is with regard to senses.
So our 5 senses.
There are five senses, and we are sensory complex. Whole body is full of indriyas. Sparshendriya is all over. Tell me where your eyes are here,
Yeah.
ears are here, nose is here. Where is your sparshendriya? It is all over the body.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can touch with your feet, you can with your knees,
So
with
your
anything.
tactile organ is
Yeah.
all over the body.
Correct.
So Panchagnanendriyas are not just 5 local focal spots. They are everywhere. So with respect to indriyas, what is the food of indriyas? For mortal man, layman, common man, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha are objects of senses. They eat them. Eyes eat the form, etc., etc. Ears eat the sound, etc., etc. So they are their foods. Indriya ahara is 5 objects. Now, pratyahar is not anahar. Anahar means to fast. So, from ahar word, you get ahar, atyahar, anahar, alpahar, upahar, pratyahar. That means ahar means to eat. Anahar means not to eat. So, fasting for some duration. Anahar is not to eat. Alpahar is to eat very little. Upahar is to eat, that is secondary. Anyahar is to eat something which is opposite, like consuming poison.
Ah,
What will happen if you eat poison? What will happen?
correct.
So atyahar, alpahar, anyahar, upa, these are wonderful. That's the beauty of the language Sanskrit. And that is why there is no
It's very
alternative.
hard to translate even these words.
Translation doesn't
Has
take you
its
closer,
limitations.
doesn't
Yeah.
sufficiently closer to
Yeah.
idea and concept that it has.
Mm.
So with respect to Indriyas, it is identified that they have prati ahar. So they are not made to starve. Pratyahar
So
is
which
not.
means our senses are fed in a certain way. In a is that what
Yeah,
this is
no, the
kind of
thing is that
suggesting?
in yoga, there is a realm which is opened out for senses to go for pratyahar. Elsewhere, the senses will go for excess eating, under eating, not eating,
Mm.
or opposite eating.
Opposite.
While in yoga, in Ashtanga yoga, is a wonderful domain opened out or a portal opened out that there is possibly pratyahara. So they are not starving. They are you eating something which is unusual. So many times we marvel at eating something unusual.
Yeah.
I had never ever eaten.
Yes.
I had never eaten this, never tasted this.
Yeah.
So it is to give something to senses which is not their usual normal food, which they get outside. Now they are not going to get the same food inside.
Correct.
So when the senses are to be turned inside for the following limbs of dharana, dhyan, samadhi, when they are to be turned inside, you can't make them starve.
Ah.
You can't give them opposite food.
So pratyahar is your way of withdrawing the senses
Withdrawing the senses and make them relish something for
for their own good.
first time.
Yeah, yeah. So this is like the opposite of those senses which lead to addictions. Like initially, you might like the taste of something,
Correct.
but if you just keep eating, like you go buy whatever, you buy a cake, you have one piece, you're satisfied. If you say, I want to eat the whole cake,
Correct.
then so that's what you're
So there is also
suggesting. That,
extrasensory object of pleasure and
mm,
happiness.
yeah.
It's not only our all pleasures are sensory.
Mm,
There are extrasensory.
mm,
And what we inside have is extrasensory and beyond senses. And we must allow the senses to develop relish for it.
mm,
Take them to the internal world, show them for the first time the internal is what you have inside is universe.
mm.
What outside you have is only the world
Yeah,
and not more than the world, not nothing beyond the world. But inside you have boundless universe. We never show them anything like that.
yeah, yeah.
So in yoga, we show them the marvel that is available within, which is prati ahar, not usual shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha, but a transcendent ahar. Not in the form of touch, vision, form,
Yeah,
etc.,
yeah.
etc., but unusual.
So, in this, we are talking about withdrawing our senses in a way that becoming very careful about, say, for
No, no,
example,
it's
what
not
we are
just
listening
withdrawing.
to
Withdrawing from external locus and engaging them
with the
internally.
internal.
They must get engagement
Correct,
inside.
correct. So, which means becoming very, very what you sensitive to what you really want, whether it is what you want to hear.
What you are internally, you are.
Yeah, to be true to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
So the
all your
senses should
senses should align with that.
develop the relish,
Mm,
appreciation, so that
mm,
they get engaged. Therefore, pratyahar is described as an engagement and disengagement. Disengagement from the
From what
usual
you don't
object,
want. Correct. Correct.
the usual
And
supports.
engaging with the true,
Engaging
authentic
chitta
self.
swarupanukara iva indriyanam. That engaged in the essence of our consciousness and psyche,
Mhm.
which is a matter of relish for them. Now, if it is relish for them, they will definitely go for furtherance of it.
Yeah.
They get into dharana, dhyan, samadhi.
So those are the following
So
three
suppose there is
limbs.
no beauty inside me,
Yeah.
why will I stay in samadhi?
Yeah.
I will not even go for samadhi.
Yeah.
If I go, I will come out.
Correct. Which means that going inwards, unless you can find the beauty in there, you will just not be able to sustain there. You won't stay there.
Correct.
So cultivating
Cultivating
the
the
thing, yeah,
tendencies
for
for
to
the senses
get the
to
beauty, yeah,
have
to be
engagement
rechanneled,
inside.
yeah, yeah.
Engagement with the self, Atma.
Mhm.
So engagement with the Atma itself should be a relish.
Mhm.
So that cultivating that nature is pratyahar.
Mhm.
Now, you did not, it is not cultivated, then you will never go to next
The
limb,
next level,
dharana,
yeah.
dhyan, samadhi.
Perfect. Perfect. So from here now we move to dhyana.
Dharana, it is
Dharana. Oh,
not
so
going, it is no
yeah,
point going one
not
by one.
going one by one,
It is
but
not
but another limb, yeah,
because dharana, dhyan, samadhi are,
a combined force.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is a combined force. That means dharana blooms into dhyan and samadhi. It's not different state.
Ah, correct. It's
A
just a
rose
progression.
in a bud form is rose.
Yeah,
Bloom is blossomed is also rose.
yeah, and decay is also
So
there.
dharana opens out dhyan and samadhi.
Mm.
So therefore they are uh, treated three as one. They are called antaranga sadhana.
So these are the connections. So in the connections or groupings, so the first grouping is Yaman Yama.
Yeah.
Then the second grouping is Asan, Pranayam, and
Pratyahar.
Pratyahar. And this final
So
grouping
actually,
now.
a broad classification is that all the first five limbs are external, bahiranga.
Ah,
Patanjali mentions it.
okay.
The first five are bahiranga, last three are antaranga.
So, so the first are external and these are inward,
Internal.
internal.
So yogi with the yoga culture imbibed, inculcated, slowly proceeds to marvel the internal universe, or what is called as Atma, which is metaphysical entity. Now we don't have appeal for metaphysics. We have only appeal for physics because it is manifest. It is of some dimensions, which is of some characteristics. Now something goes beyond all characteristics, which is nominal, which is opposite of phenomenal. The word nominal is bang opposite to phenomenal. We want everything phenomenal, we enjoy it. Yogi now develops relish for nominal, for which we don't have relish for nominal. So the eternal world is all nominal, and he starts developing relish for it, and his sadhana goes towards that, those supports, which are metaphysical supports.
Mm.
So the samadhi is described as vitarka.
That's the eternal. That's the final. Yeah.
Eternal
Most
metaphysical as
wanted.
a
Yeah.
principle,
Mm. Mm.
not as a thing,
Yeah.
but as a principle.
Yeah. So, but now if you're at dharana,
so the it will dharana means what's
well, yeah, what's the main concept of dharana?
Yeah, dharana is the at the entry point. It's
Is
an entry point.
okay.
You have boarded the plane. That means you are at the door.
You're at the you're at the departure
door you
gate
have
to
crossed,
enter that world.
enter. So you're already in the plane.
Yeah.
And then you will go to your seat, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So dharana is that kind of
You have
gateway.
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 Okay.
So you are as well as in the corridor of what is inside you.
Mm-hmm.
So once you have entered the door of the airplane, you are already in the cabin of passengers, but you have not taken your place there. You will walk up.
So is it that you're navigating
Correct.
that inner
So,
world?
so dharana is the chitta established. Eshabandha chittasya dharana. So it is a kind of in a hypnotic spell.
Is it like a conceptualization? Dharana is
No, because they are all nominal, so they are only
yeah,
concepts.
yeah,
You cannot
yeah.
have objects.
Yeah.
You cannot have
Correct.
objects. They
Correct.
are ideas only.
Mm.
So, like somebody under a hypnotic spell, So samadhi is also described as a yogi getting under the spell.
Mm.
So he gets under the spell of nominal, formless, colorless, shapeless, timeless. He gets into the grip of it,
So
spell of it.
from dharana,
Uh,
he gets to the next level, which is dhyana.
yeah. So dharana is desha bandha chittasya. Bandha is casting a spell. So when there is a spell on the chitta, it is called dharana. Of these metaphysical concepts, ideas, principles, they are not going to show what they are.
So is it a worthiness we develop in ourselves to be able to instinctually connect with them?
The holistic yoga, the integral yoga will slowly lead you towards subtler and subtler and subtler, and then super subtle, and then nominal,
Mm.
which is not phenomenal. So dharana is coming under the spell. Now, somebody under the spell, how does that person conduct?
Mm.
That is dhyana. Pratyekatanata dhyanam. That means
In simple word, it's concentration,
no,
right?
no, no.
We
That
say
will be
dhyana.
misleading.
Oh, so not concert. Sorry, dhyana is like
Meditation.
meditation. Yeah.
Concentration is also misleading. Concentration is not the word. Concentration is only of the senses
Ah,
and sensory
correct.
acts.
Correct.
If there is no sensory object, where will I concentrate?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the concentration is the psychosensory system,
Mm.
not mind psychic consciousness.
Mm.
Concentration is a wrong word to be used here. So, dharana is not concentration. Dharana is confinement.
Okay.
Am I confined here?
So it's in a way, dharana is a kind of commitment.
Concentration is a psychomental act. I can be concentrating on what is
Yeah.
being done,
Yeah.
but I should be basically confined.
Yeah.
If I'm not
Correct.
confined, I am
Then that
moving.
concentration will just could
I am
any time.
unconfined.
Yeah.
So
Got it.
confinement of the chitta is called dharana.
Dharana. Yeah.
And dhyana is continuous cognition of the same.
Mm. A constant awareness developing within
Yeah,
that
it is
same,
beautifully
within
described,
that confinement.
like it is described in a movie with the help of movie film. See, in a movie film, the frame of the film will be running from one spool to the other.
Yeah.
Okay. It's constantly running. So, arriving frame, arriving frame, departing frame, behind the lens, in front of the light and behind the lens. Between the light and lens, you have the film running.
Mm.
The departing and arriving frame are there.
Mhm.
Okay. And therefore, you get the movie effect on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, suppose I have shot still for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. The film is running in the projector. The film is not stopping.
Correct.
Arriving frame, departing frame is a process going on
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
But each frame is containing the same image for 5 minutes or 8 minutes because I have shot still.
Yeah.
So I will get the still effect on the screen. However, the film is running.
Yes.
So the mind is constantly running. Mind doesn't stop.
Correct.
Chitta doesn't stop. Chitta is running, but the content is identical. Like in a movie film, content is identical in each frame, you will get still effect on the screen. So when pratyaya ekatanata, the mind is having the same content, departing frame, arriving frame, departing frame, arriving frame, no change. So there might be 500 frames of the film,
Yeah.
which is shot still, and therefore a still effect.
Correct.
That is dhyana.
So beautifully described.
And then samadhi is absorption. Well, the cognition is static, constant, then you will be absorbed into it.
You sort of lose yourself.
Yeah.
And
So
and
there is no
anything,
seeing and
there's
seen.
no seeing and seen. Yeah.
There is no seeing and seen. You are absorbed completely. So that is how samadhi can be briefly explained.
Another aspect that I was wanting to explore was in the Vedas, there is this concept of the Panchakoshas, which are the five layers of the body. So, since with yoga, what we have mainly been trying to explore is how to go inwards. It'll be interesting to explore this other concept, which is another way of looking at the layers of the body and looking inwards. So, if you could describe what this concept of panchakoshas, the five koshas, five layers are.
It is not layers of body, it is the layers of our existence. Not 5 layers of the body,
Mhm.
but 5 layers of our existence.
Yeah, which are contained within us.
Yeah, our existence,
Yeah.
which is timeless, eternal, deathless, birthless. So when in Adhyatma the question comes up, who are you or who am I? So then this gets opened out, who really you are. So therefore, we have 5 layers of our existence, starting from Annamaya,
Which is the physical body
not physical,
or outer layer.
Annamaya,
The food created body,
food created, food generated, food sustained, and ultimately going back to food,
which is into the earth.
going to food, coming from food, going and staying in food, staying with food, and going to food.
Mm.
Annamaya. This is our grosser manifestation.
Mm.
That we grossly, we are not just body. You are not only looking at me as a physical form, you are also trying to characterize my mind. So there is visible mind. My mind is also, some aspect of it is visible to you.
Mm.
Some aspect of mind is visible to anyone
Mm.
around me,
Mm.
as much as the body is visible. So visible body, visible mind. And then there is invisible body and invisible mind. Many aspects of the body are invisible. Like your liver, stomach, column, bladder is not visible unless you go stand behind X-ray.
Correct. Correct.
So Annamaya is the first outermost layer of our existence, not just body.
Okay.
Our existence, physical, psychic, mental, every kind of it. That's Annamaya.
Annamaya.
Maya means profusion. In Sanskrit, the Maya prefix comes to denote profusion. Jalamaya,
Mm.
Agnimaya. So
Correct.
this existence which comes from food,
Yeah.
lives with food, and ultimately goes to food is called Annamaya,
Annamaya.
which is
Kosha.
both body and mind.
Right. Perfect.
Body, mind, and our existence.
Yeah. So this is the outermost. Yeah.
This is outermost our existence, not
Yeah.
body,
Yeah.
not
Okay.
body.
Okay.
So it comes from that's the definition. Coming from what is Annam? Beautiful definition of Annam. Food is that on eating which it eats you.
Because it uses your own what you've eaten
Yeah.
to manifest everything that it
Yeah,
does.
it
It
eats it
converts.
eats
It
you.
eats you. Yeah.
That means what? Metabolism is going on, cells are dying, cells are taking birth, etc., etc. So it is eating away that is going to depart cells.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are always birth taking cells and dying
And dying
cells.
cells.
Cremation is a constant process going on within us.
Mm.
Birth is a constant process going on within us
Mm.
on metabolic plane. So that's how the anna is not just a food. The marvel of the food is,
It's making your body. It's growing your body.
if I consume water, glass of water, water becomes me.
Mm.
If I eat banana, banana becomes
Becomes
me.
me.
If
It's
I
just we
eat,
just take it. We just absorb it. It becomes part of us.
it becomes part of me. So if I eat banana, it will become me. If you eat banana, it becomes you.
Correct.
Man eats banana, it becomes man. Woman eats banana, it becomes woman.
Mm.
So that's
That's
how
the
the
Annamaya
concept of
Kosha.
food has to be looked at.
Mm.
It's not only something that is nourishing.
Yeah.
It should become. If it doesn't become,
Yeah.
it is poisonous and it will vomit
Yeah.
and
Correct.
it will make you diseased
Mm.
person.
Mm.
Food poisoning, etc. So that's the marvel of our chemical system, that when we eat banana, banana becomes us. When we consume water, water becomes us. When we take milk, milk becomes us. So this is, understand the catalytic converter that we have,
Mm.
which converts everything into ourselves when eaten. And if it is food, it will happen. If it is not food, it will not
It
happen.
will not happen. It's rejected by the
Yeah.
body. So
So
this is
that's
the Annamaya
Annamaya Kosha.
Annamaya Kosha.
Visible body, visible mind.
Okay.
Tangible body, tangible mind. Surface body, surface mind.
Mm.
Body matter and mind matter. Most of the mind matter is Annamaya. Therefore, there is a beautiful quotation in Upanishads. The mind is turned out from food. There is a mind which is turned out from food. So your mind becomes depending upon what you have eaten. Annamaya hi saumya manaha. Therefore, we are told eat good food to become good. Don't eat bad food to become good. You
Yeah.
will become
You
bad.
feel that exactly. You feel the effects when,
So it turns out even the mind, not only
yeah,
turns body
yeah.
matter,
It
it
impacts
turns out
everything.
mind
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
also. That's
yeah,
why we are advised use sattvic ahar, shuddha ahar,
yeah,
good food,
yeah. Pure
etc.
food.
etc.
Yeah,
Don't eat
yeah,
rotten food. Don't eat bad food.
yeah. Don't eat fast food. What is termed
Fast
as
food. Don't
fast
eat
food.
wild animals. That will change your tendency.
Mm,
If you eat lion's flesh, and the tendencies of lions will get in. If you eat fish, tendencies of the fish will get in. If you eat animals, the animals' tendencies will get in.
mm,
Therefore, there is a norm what human beings should eat, which will generate the mind, which generates the mind.
mm.
So we eat also food for mind, not only for body matter. Otherwise, dietetics only say this will turn out good skin. Eat
Yeah,
this, good for
they
skin.
just
This
term
is
it
good for
carbohydrates, protein. That's how, but that's a very
good for body
simplistic
matter,
way of
good
looking
for
at it.
hair. They don't say
It
anything,
should be
prescribe
good
anything
for
for good for
ourselves.
mind.
Yeah.
It is
It has to be
Adhyatma which
good for
prescribes good
mind
for
also.
mind also.
Very, I think this is really something
So that is
new.
Annamaya.
Yeah, Annamaya.
That is aspect of our existence, grossest, not rather than external, outermost, grossest.
Yeah,
Grossest form of our existence is
is
Annamaya.
Annamaya.
Now, behind it,
Is
the
the
energy system is a sustainer within.
Pranamaya.
That is Pranamaya. And therefore, yoga deals with the pranic system, and pranayam in a big way deals with the pranic system. It does the management of the energy so
Mm,
that
mm.
the anna is properly processed. You
So
get
is it only when we talk about the energy body or the pranamaya kosh, in that do we consider things like all the place which brings the energy for movement and whether it's the circulatory system, excretory system, the
that's all
digestive system,
exists. It's all
because there
gross.
is correct,
They are all
because
gross.
yeah, so they're all part of the things,
Yeah.
but so we would consider this the pranamaya kosh to be doing all generating the energy to the body that is
Not only
required.
body, our existence. Don't mistake. We are not bodies. We are not you body beings. We are human beings. English audience should take note of it.
Mm,
We are not called you body beings, human beings. And the man there. So
the mind.
mind is more prominent aspect in us.
Mm,
So our existence.
mm,
So when it comes to pranamaya, we have divided body in gross, subtle, causal. Three bodies are there
mm,
according to Adhyatma.
mhm,
Sthula, Sukshma, Karana. Now we also have a Sukshma Sharira within us. This is Sthula Sharira, which is of skin, flesh, muscles, bones. But we have Sukshma Sharira within us as well. And the Sukshma Sharira needs everything that the gross body needs. Gross body needs activity, rest, recreation, food, medicine, whatever the gross body requires. You can list it and you will find out what gross body
mm,
requires. The subtle body also requires all those things. It needs bath, it needs food, it needs rest, it needs recreation, it needs enjoyment. So, all that gross body requires, subtle body also requires. What is the difference? You can cater the gross body with all its needs. This is food hour, this is sleep hour, this is recreation hour, etc., etc. This is medicine hour, and you will take all those things. You have to take several things for cross body, from food to medicine, sometimes from food to poison even,
mm.
because some medicines are poisons.
Yeah,
Some diseases need poisons to be consumed, and that's why they mention poisonous
yeah,
or poison.
yeah.
Only
Only the one who is sick can
sick
take
should
that.
eat it.
Correct.
So all those things, it's a project. Try to figure out what the gross body requires: clothing, food, water, air, what all the gross body requires. All that is required by subtle body. The marvel is it doesn't need all the things. It requires only one thing. What is it? That is the Nama Japa. Japa is bathing the subtle body. Japa is nourishing, nurturing subtle body, curing subtle body, activating subtle body, resting subtle body. Therefore, we have unique place for japa in yoga and dhyana. We don't call meditation, we call dhyana. And there is one of the
So
definition
japa in simple terms would be understood as chanting.
chanting mantras,
Yeah.
something which is chant worthy. You can't say money, 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 and say dollar, dollar, dollar. It's not a chant.
Correct. So
So
exactly. So the chant is a mantra or something meaningful.
mantra
Whatever. Yeah.
naam, mantra or naam
Yeah. The name.
is,
Yeah.
is the jap
Is japa.
for japa.
Japa.
And that japa will cater the subtle body. If you don't do that,
Is it that it helps to activate the pranamaya kosh or give it a direction
yeah,
also?
pranamaya kosh means uh, it is dealing with the subtler body.
Mm.
And therefore, subtle body doesn't ask for many things. Gross body will ask for many things. Even a shopping mall is insufficient
Yeah. Yeah.
for grosser body's needs.
Yeah.
Subtle body needs all those things, but doesn't demand all those things. It wants only one thing. And that's what it is human kartavya duty to take recourse to nama japa, mantra japa, something of that kind during the routine of the day.
So, in Western culture, they do affirmations. Could this, in a way, for
Yeah,
the
they also
mind who
have those
is not,
practices. They
yeah,
use the rosary,
yeah,
etc.
yeah,
So they also have it.
yeah.
It
So,
is
in a way, for a Western mind, something like affirmations would be a sort of way of doing this.
we can reconcile, but to what extent we should
Of
reconcile is
of
a
course. No, I mean,
yeah,
not in the yogic system.
yeah, correct,
That's a
correct,
very
correct.
traditional.
Because they don't have idea of the subtle body in
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Whereas we have postulated subtle body is transmigrating body. This will die, that won't die. It will transmigrate.
Mm.
We say this is gone. Gone means dead.
Yeah.
But that is gone. That goes elsewhere.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's so important that it has to be understood within the cultural understanding, which is that, in this
It is
tradition,
not
one
just
believes
culture,
in
it is
rebirth.
reality.
It is
It
reality.
is reality. It is
It is
reality, not
reality
just
for
culture,
what we
not just
believe.
belief,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not just idea. That it is called transmigrating body. It transmigrates.
Mhm.
It has no birth, no death. It has only one death when a life is liberated. Until that time, it is
Moksha.
living.
Mhm.
Never had birth.
Mhm.
Never had birth.
Never had death.
So there is something called as Sukshma Shariram, which is described as 17 components by the Shastras. And then it transmigrates. So after death, it's a journey. After death, it's a new beginning. Death is not end of something as much as it is beginning of something.
Mm.
We all think death is the
Death
end
is
of
the
most of the
end.
things.
Yeah.
It is not the end. It is the beginning of something of which
Something
we are
better.
not aware.
Yeah.
So the pranamaya kosha is of something subtler body, for which everything should be given from bath to food to rest to recreation to medicine to whatnot. But only one instrument is required. Therefore, handle that one instrument for it. It may not work for you, it will work for it.
Which is japa,
Japa, nama,
namasmaran.
nama,
Yeah.
mantra,
Yeah.
japa, etc. That is pranamaya kosh.
So after the Annamaya Kosh, the Pranamaya Kosh, now we come towards the Manamaya Kosh.
See, annamaya kosh comes at the time of birth, goes at the point of death. Pranamaya kosh is meant for lifetime. It travels, it goes elsewhere,
Sustains us.
but it stands for lifetime during our in the embodiment. Then it escapes the body and goes out. It doesn't die. That's why it's the energy body. It doesn't die, but it leaves this,
Mm.
and its these functions are ended with end
Of this
the
body.
mortal life there. But Manomaya Kosha is timeless. It has no birth. It never had birth. Because we metaphysically are birthless. Na jayate, na mriyate is what Bhagavad Gita says, that it cannot be coming into life or it cannot be dying. So there is something which is birthless and deathless, and that is there starts Manomaya Kosha. Otherwise, this is all not birthless and deathless. This is taking a birth, having a death. All the most of the grosser things are taking a birth and having a death.
So would we understand this like our thoughts? They actually even move with us, perhaps into a next lifetime.
No, not necessarily
Okay.
all thoughts. The thoughts which go in the form of samskars
Yeah,
will
very deep
continue.
thoughts, very,
They are called
very deep.
samskars. They are
Mm,
called
mm, mm,
samskars.
mm,
The samskars will transmigrate
mhm.
from life to life, life after life. But doesn't mean eternally. Because sometimes the samskars also will be ending.
Yeah, yeah.
Few samskars
At
will
some
come.
point, you get rid
Yeah.
of them.
So, but they extend beyond a lifetime.
Correct, correct.
Samskars extend beyond a lifetime. That's how it should be understood. Manomaya kosha is, however, our mental existence in of not this mind. It is our chaitik aspect, mental aspects, mindological aspects are eternally there. From time without beginning, they are there. And then they have all the molds of various life forms that we may take up and we have taken up. See, we are human beings today. It doesn't mean that we are going to be human beings for all lives hereafter. Next life, I can be becoming an ant. I can become mosquito.
Oh my God.
I can become bedbug. I can become cobra because of my karmas. My karmas will decide my next life. So you cannot be sure of that. Human being
Oh,
today.
I don't know, because I had heard somewhere that actually they say once if you have been born a human, then subsequently after that you
No, no,
are
no. If you
not
have
a
done
human.
sinister acts, you will go down and up. That's why earlier I said the man can go up and down. He can go to infernal plane. He can go to celestial planes. Depending upon karmas. So we have been existing from time without beginning. We have performed so many kinds of karmas, and we have gone through all 8.4 million classes of life forms, which are classes, and then each of the form has several subsets. Classes have several subsets. Like as a fish is a class, but then how many kinds of fish are there? Numerous, countless.
Hmm.
It's a flaw in English language. They don't accept plural form of fish. What's the problem?
Yeah. There are no fishes.
Why not?
Yeah,
Do you have only one kind of fish?
yeah,
Go to aquarium.
yeah. That's true. That when there are so many varieties of
So many
fish,
varieties are
yeah,
there, and
then
they are usually predators and prey of each other,
yeah,
and so many different characteristics in them, different functions for them,
yeah,
different manifestations
yeah.
for
And so to just
them.
categorize them as one is not doing justice to
Correct.
them at all.
So
Yeah.
we have been to all these life forms. We were earlier fish and everything, mosquitoes and bed bugs and whatnot.
Okay.
We became human beings and we returned to human beings. Human being is what you call source form. Bad deeds will push him into subhuman. Good deeds will push him into superhuman forms. So what is bug today was earlier human being. Human being became bug. Being became mosquito. Human being became cobra. It is they were all human beings because of the deeds. They became those forms, and once their bhog is over, they will go back to human form and start doing new karmas. New karmas will decide where they should go, ascend or descend,
Mm.
like snake and ladder game. Snake and ladder, we go up and down. So we go up and down in our life forms, incarnation after incarnation. So in our manomaya kosha, suppose I have to become cat in my next life. How do I become cat? I must have cat impressions. So my karmas, if they are such that next life I entitled to become a cat, on the point of death, Bhagavad Gita says, I will get cattish vasana and it will push me into the womb of cat. I will be impelled to go into the womb of cat and I will take birth as cat and then I will be like cat, going after mouse, cat tendencies. So we have all tendencies in human form. In as a human form, we have tendencies of all possible life forms available, from infernal most to celestial most. All kinds of molds are there in our mind. So the mind is a huge.
It's such a huge spectrum that actually it can even happen at the most in the most simple ways. Like if we even talk about our relationship to food and the kind of disorders that has led to,
Yeah.
like illnesses or whatever you call mind diseases, like anorexia, in which people just don't eat, or bulimia, in which they overeat to such an extent they can't stop eating, and then they have to just vomit, puke it out because so. And it actually comes from the mind, that it's the way they're processing their relationship with food.
Correct.
So
So potentially our mind has all mind forms.
yeah, yeah.
Potentially our mind has all mind forms, from tiniest amoeba to dinosaur, and if the beings on other planes, above us, below us.
Mm.
That's it's a marvel. Manomaya kosha means our I, pronoun I. If you if metaphysicists try to dissect it, they will find there is ant's mind, mosquito's mind, cobra's mind, lion's mind, because we all have been that. We all have
So
been
we
that.
carry those tendencies in a subtle way
So,
within
like
us.
microscopic test reveals certain things which are not otherwise available to gross vision. So, our pronoun I has actually all eyes, because even in dog form, we had our eye.
Hmm.
Dog has his
Hmm.
eye,
Hmm.
cat has eye, eagle has eye. Everything, every animal has eye, I-ness, identity. So potentially we have all those. This Manomaya Kosha is a marvelous kind of enclosure within us, which is housing all life forms we are capable of taking
Yeah.
hereafter.
So basically, it's about the way we think, the
True.
Manomay Kosha.
Manomaya Kosha.
So from here we come to the
Vijnanamaya.
Vijnanamay Kosha
Now it is totally a different realm.
of
If
intelligence.
realm in the sense, because if you take up the Taitri Upanishad, where Panchakoshas are beautifully described, enumerated, enunciation to Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha, these two koshas, is totally different. To point out that these are metaphysical entities. They are not psychical, metapsychological, but metaphysical entities. So it commences, Taitri Upanishad, Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasasaha, Vijnanamaya Kosh, Vijnanamaya Atma. Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasasaha, Anandamaya. For only two koshas, there is such an enunciation which is worth taking note of. What it means, Yato Vacho Nivartante, where your mind and senses and all organs will go, come back without attaining it, without comprehending it, without knowing it.
That is the.
Metaphysical, Atma,
So this is in connection with the Vijnanamay.
Vijnanam.
So
So that is our Jivatma,
so is it our ability
finite self.
to our ability to actually our perceptions, to build our perceptions about things? If we are to understand this in a very simple way, is it, can it be considered like the third eye, the eye of wisdom, or
No, no, no.
where I
It is
mean
different
it's
thing.
more
One eye is different
symbolic,
thing.
but
It is Vijnanamaya. It should be understood like this.
yeah.
It cannot be known by you, but it makes you know all that you know.
Oh,
You know because of him. He doesn't know. Because of him, you know.
so is it just a case of complete awareness
No, it's
and
beyond
understanding?
awareness. It is metaphysical. It's all beyond awareness. It is beyond articulation.
But how do
Now,
people?
you don't see electricity, you see the light.
Yeah,
You don't see underlying
yeah,
energy form of it.
yeah.
That also is under the fan. You don't see, but it manifests differently in light, in fan, in refrigerator, in cooler, in air conditioner,
Hmm.
in freezer. Energy is not going to be
So
different.
that's the intelligence,
Substrate. It is the
the working
substrate,
behind.
substrate of our existence. It doesn't know, because of it, everything is known.
Mm. Oh, so that energy itself doesn't know, but because of it, everything is known,
Correct.
or everything exists for that matter.
Correct. Correct. So that's how it is our substrate.
Okay.
It is called finite self. It is called individual self. our Atma, individual self. So that is Vijnana,
Vijnanamaya
Vijnana,
Kosh. And
and
then
it is its realm. It's that's called Vijnanamaya Kosha. Its
because it's
place
different from
dwell,
Manomaya
to
Kosh.
dwell.
Manomaya is just your mind and thinking.
Mind,
But
psyche,
correct.
consciousness.
But Vijnanamaya is a deeper intelligence of
It is beyond intelligence.
yeah.
It is the locus, it is the substrate of intelligence. And therefore, it is the beautiful quotation in Brihadaranyaka Upanishads. Vignatara mare kena vijaniyat. Are, how will you know the knower itself? How will you know the knower? Knower is the knower. How will you know the knower? And that's why it is an exclamation. Vignatara mare kena vijaniyat. That's the Atma. It doesn't know, because of it, everything is known.
Mm.
It doesn't do, because of it, everything is done.
Mm.
It is not the doer, but everything is done because of it.
Mm.
It is not the knower, everything is known because of it.
Mm.
That's the substrate entity.
Mm. Mm.
That is metaphysical. That is Vignan, fourth one.
Mm.
And Anandamaya is the essential bliss, which is divine form.
Can we also term it with desire? That Anandamaya, because
No, the desire is
it
in the
comes.
mind. Desire is in Annamaya.
But many times we have a desire which comes, it's not even like we thought and planned. It sometimes is just a body
Could be
reaction to,
spontaneous,
yeah,
like you have
a desire for anything.
mineral water.
Yeah,
You have
that
mineral.
that is,
So there is a concept called mineral consciousness.
Mm.
Mineral consciousness. But this is beyond consciousness. The consciousness is because of it. It is principle of consciousness. Therefore, Anandamaya doesn't, it is not of the nature of, its essence is bliss.
Yeah. So I was thinking that can desire, because I realize desire has two components to it. One aspect with desire is happiness, and one aspect of desire is pleasure. In happiness, it is something which comes from a very genuine place, from somewhere where you wait for that outcome, you persevere for an outcome, and then the happiness that comes is very fulfilling. And the other, pleasure seeking happiness, that is in an instant for anything. You take a drug, it just makes you feel a kind of happiness, or you overeat, you kind of indulge in other
Yeah,
ways.
even you can say ecstasy, etc.
Yeah. So
But then it is all in the realm of the mind. Mind is deep like ocean. It has ocean depth. And at the deeper mind, you will get certain things which are called mineral consciousness. Like mineral water, only you see it when it is drawn out of the belly of the earth. So similarly, mineral consciousness is there because it is a age-old, long-lived consciousness. So there are many things which are hidden, like something is subconscious, then subconscious, subconscious. So ad infinitum. So it's all in the realm of mind. Any kind of bliss, pleasure that is referred to uh, psychological.
so then this bliss
This
that
is
we are talking about,
divinity is of the essence is bliss. Anandamaya is his nature, quintessential nature. And therefore, it is not a bubble like ecstasy which comes and goes.
it's just a longing, it's a deepest fundamental what humans
Source. It is
want.
absolutely
It's a
source,
source.
essence of bliss, which cannot be matter for mind to experience.
Although, why are humans so far away from it? Why are they so disconnected from it?
It is because of the mundane gravities are so strong on us.
Mm.
Why are we stuck to ground? Gravity is so strong. Even if you jump, we are going to fall. The gravities are so strong. So mundane gravities are so strong that it will draw you to the external aspects, external manifestation, external objects, external experiences. And that's why we don't tend to go inwards. If we go inwards, at the most, we'll go to sleep.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's our
That's our tendency. That when
not our
when the mind
tendency.
gets so
Yeah,
quiet,
that's our
we can't.
terminal.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I realized once that I was listening to a person who was speaking so and I would wait to listen to that person talk. And as soon as they would start talking, in 5 minutes, I would fall asleep. And I used to wonder what's happening to me because I changed the timings of listening, but I realized that I was not used to the mind being so quiet and being awake.
Correct.
So,
So then that is our mortal's terminal. If we become quieter and quieter and quieter, we go to sleep.
yeah, yeah,
Because that's a terminus for us.
yeah.
We cannot go beyond.
So beautifully described, the koshas. How can the practice of pranayama, breath control, be used to channel or unlock creative energy? Do you see a direct link between the breath and the flow of ideas?
See, when you speak about creative energy and when you speak about Prakriti, what is Prakriti? Literal rendition of the word in Prakriti of it into English would be creative cause. It is creating everything that is in the universe. So it is creative cause. Prakriti literally means creative cause. So creativity is so inherently there in the whole universal process. So the other thing is about creativity because in our empirical perception and empirical process, we don't understand. We cannot repeat anything once again because we are all the time moving in time and space. So there is nothing like repetition possible at all because the time is changing and the space is
Yeah, the
changing.
requirements are changing. There's always, so
No,
there's the,
no, basically, the thing on which we are moving is time and space. Now, that is ever moving. Time doesn't stop, space doesn't stop. So, we are all the time in different time and space. Say, 1st of January 2024, 2023, 2022, 21, 20, and then 25, 26, we will be in different space.
yeah,
Although we say it's all January, every time January, we are not in the same
we
space.
are not.
We are moving in space and we are moving in time. So inherently, there is no problem. There is nothing like lack of creativity. Creativity is a natural process in nature. And what happens? Why are we thinking that somebody is not creative or sometimes we are not creative? It is our house in desire inside. When we try to put our house in proper order, then we are natural. If we are natural, creativity is very natural to us.
So, which means it's our internal kind of blockages
Yeah,
that get in the way
yeah.
of whatever idea, vision we have, that it doesn't get resolved. It doesn't, because our own weaknesses or blockages, they get in the way. They don't allow just the idea or concept that we had for it to really be
So our house
manifested.
inside us
Is
is
not in order,
not in
like you
order.
said.
Our body system, breath system, mind system, speech system, memory system, thought system, all these are not in order. When they are not in order, then we feel that we are obstructed and we are not creative, we are not being creative. But if we just set right our house inside, then we will see the creativity is a natural thing because creativity is something like a carpet on which we are floating or moving. So there is actually metaphysically, if you take it, creativity is inherently there, intrinsic to life form. Life form is it is always creative.
It's like a natural human instinct
Yeah,
to create, to 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 be who you are.
constantly pulsating is a sign of life force.
Mhm.
When it is pulsating, it is shuffling something. If it is shuffling, different designs have to emerge.
Correct.
So therefore, it is not proper to say. It's only when house is not set in order, then we feel that there is inertia, dullness, and statism
Yeah.
and lack of creativity.
So, in today's times, we live in highly stressed times. Like, despite
So
all the
stress is something
physical
which is
comforts.
putting your house in disorder.
Yes. So, for these, things like stress or anxiety or just worry and fears, are they, from a yoga standpoint, what are the steps that somebody could take in terms of it could be through asanas, it could be through a different viewpoint, it could be through meditation, through breathing practices. What could you recommend as things that people could do?
And it's a broad perspective spectrum of practice. So it is broadly described as there should be Sat Sangha, that is company with the truth, practice of the truth, to go in search of truth, to remain with truth, to fall in love with truth, to be liking the truth, hearing the truth, seeing the truth, feeling the truth, sensing the truth, going after truth. That is satsanga, sadhana sangha. So sadhana means we refer to gross causal, subtle causal. So these bodies need some practices. And then comes Shastra Sangha. Shastra Sangha is the wisdom, timeless wisdom which has come to us from the rishis and munis and sages and the saints of our times. So that will keep our house in proper order,
Mhm.
and then there won't be any inertia, etc., etc. Creativity will freely flow.
Mm.
But tension, worry, anxiety, this puts the house in disorder. So chemistry is in disarray.
Mm.
The chemistry within us, biochemistry, electrochemistry, if it is in disarray, then it is not a condition that we can put up with easily. We are discomforted. So let's put the house in order. So chemistry will be flow free. When the chemistry is free, we don't come across this lack of creativity, etc. Natural, it's a very natural thing.
Mm.
Creativity is a constant process.
One other aspect is of the importance of surrender, not to be so attached with the results. Like in Gita, the simple message being karam kar, halki chinta mat kar, which is just do your work and don't worry about the results or the fruits. I think that that is something which people find very hard. They've heard this, but they're completely unable to actually bring it in their lives. Is there any sort of way in which we could consider this, which would aid people to understand and be able to enable their surrendering to happen?
The point is that, as I just now said few moments back, we are caught in the gravity of mundanity, materiality. Now, to be expecting fruits of your actions is materialism in you.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
So
that is going to create problem.
yeah,
So just go on doing your deeds and don't expect the fruit. That means don't be a materialistic person.
yeah.
If it comes, well and good, or even it comes, I will surrender, offer, etc., etc., or renounce. So that will keep you free from any condition which puts the house in out of order condition
Yeah.
or the chemistry in disarray.
And in fact, when one is so caught up in the fruits or the expectations of what will come, in fact, the work doesn't get done properly because the focus has shifted from the work to now, what will I get from this? And so, even it doesn't go well, just the work itself. That's why I think surrender becomes such a important concept to develop,
And it's not just keep doing your work, keep doing your duty.
which is even beyond the work.
Because
I think duty,
behind your work, you might have desire, passion, expectation.
yeah, which can flow in different ways.
Correct. And
But
it doesn't
duty
fructify,
keeps it
or you
correct.
see you are
Correct.
missing the goal,
Yeah.
then you will be
Yeah. Yeah.
disturbed.
You know why work? I said because the minute you say duty, for most common people, they find it very difficult to feel. They don't even feel duty is something that they do. The only thing they associate is work. Duty, I've realized that just that concept requires deep contemplation for one to understand that what we are doing is duty or should be duty.
See, again, this the word that is in vernacular kama, kamat ahe. I am in
Yeah, I'm doing the
kamakaz,
action. Yes.
kamakaz.
Kamkaj.
So,
Yes.
Hanuman Chalisa, there is that couplet, Ram kaja karibe ko atura, not kama kaja ko.
Mm.
Rama kaja ko karibe atura, Hanuman. He was engaged in Rama kaja, and we are all engaged in kama kaja. And the word kama is close to kama, which is desire, lust, greed.
Mm.
Kama, krodha, lobha,
Correct. So
moha.
it's so easily to slip into that
Yeah.
zone. Yeah. Yeah.
After all, it is a kama.
Yeah.
It's a passion. It's a lust. It's a greed. So naturally, it is going to backfire. So don't keep busy in your work.
Yeah.
Therefore, identify the duties. Uh, Human mind is expected to be identifying the duty rather than identifying the wants and works. What
Mhm.
will I do?
Mm.
What shall I do? This question should not come if
Absolutely.
you are duty conscious. So to become duty conscious is the first step. And that is there when what I said earlier. When does yoga commence? Yoga commences when you are duty conscious. Until that time, yoga doesn't commence. You might have commenced. Yoga doesn't commence. This is the uh, advice which comes in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter. Aruruksha, Munir Brahma, Karma Karanam Uchyate. Aruruksha Muni. Aruruksha means neophyte. Where does his yoga commence? Karma. Karma means what? Kartavya.
Beautifully explained.
So duty mindedness is the starting point of yoga.
Yes.
Until that time, it's a run up.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't mean don't do it because it has not
And
commenced.
that's why it's so connected with ideas like even people say, I haven't found my mission, I haven't found my purpose. So it's not, I haven't, and I think these things are so
That is not
valuable.
futile, it's a
People,
run up.
yeah,
It's a run up.
it's all sort of connected in that desire to do things for the
Correct.
larger good, not just for my good. But
Correct.
whenever you become meaningful is when you can do things beyond just your good and for the larger good. So this is amazing. This wonderful conversation is like it feels so inadequate because there is so much that we can gain and understand from you. But as a small concluding question, I would like to understand that, when we are children, we are constantly in that playful state where we can just be ourselves, where we are just constantly exploring. Whatever inspiration comes to us, we just follow that. We don't think of anything else. We are so in the moment that we just go with the flow. We don't think whether it's silly. We think of anything. However great a thing is, or however ridiculous it might seem, but we just imagine. Our imagination is very strong when we are children. How does it happen that we start to actually lose this quality? And just with age, as we grow older, this whole ability to just create, to imagine, to be so playful, joyful, that just goes away from our lives. How do we inculcate? How do we stay? How do we keep that child alive within us? And in this, I think it's important to make the distinction that it is not childishness. Childishness we don't want,
Correct.
but childlike. So, how do we retain those childlike qualities as we grow older?
That's a phase in life where that life is very natural.
Mm,
And once one goes past that phase, we become less natural and we become artificial and then become semblance. So the advantage for the child, innocent child, is that it is able to be natural, very natural. It will cry if it wants to cry. Now you can't cry if people are around.
yeah. We are so blocked in that sense.
So
We have
that's
created
the
all these
advantage of
boundaries.
being natural. So yoga keeps you natural. It doesn't make you defy the nature. It takes you closer to nature. Be natural, more and more natural. Then you will be like childlike. You will not be crafty, and you will not be prey of your desires and passions and subconscious tendencies.
I think yoga is so much a way of strengthening yourself overall that then you feel confident of being spontaneous,
Yeah.
even as an adult. When you're a child, you don't know consequences. That's why you can be spontaneous. But I think yoga is a way in which you can develop the qualities required to allow you to be spontaneous, to not feel scared that if I'm spontaneous, I will do something wrong. So
True.
I think that that's why it's such an amazing system.
True.
So, Prashantji, I feel that this talk is inadequate so far because there's just so much wisdom to gain from you. I also realized that I was thinking in a very simple form. And when I discussed with you, we had planned on having smaller, precise questions. But what I've realized is that when you speak with a master, you have to go in depth because it's not simplistic. Life isn't just that simple. And if you don't understand the whole context, just thinking that some small fix will allow something to be useful that it would be is not, and that has become very obvious to me through our conversation.
Anyway, this is a commencement. The commencement is uh, quite unexceptionally unwieldy.
Yeah,
But then slowly it starts taking a shape and form and direction.
yeah,
But then we have entered the ocean of yoga,
Yeah.
and naturally it is all boundless on all sides. It has unfathomable depth as well. So, well, that has to be understood, but slowly it will get schematized, it will get more
Yeah.
tapered, it will get
Yes.
pointed,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
It will happen, but the commencements are always like that.
Yes. And I think that's why I'm so happy for this conversation, that we got some fundamental concepts and ideas regarding yoga firmly in place. And I look forward to having more detailed
Sure,
and
with
specific
my pleasure.
conversations with you on
Yeah,
this
it's
journey.
opportunity for me to be putting across the ancient wisdom which has come from generation after generation after generation. So that's opportunity for me as well. I thank you for that.
Thank you once again for a very enlightening talk on yoga.